Just gotta get the stream link. And actually, let me go to what is it? Let me go to actually. Well, yeah. Actually, I can just come up here where it's lit. It was like I will want a lit little area. And actually, I'm just gonna see if I can. But then technically the HUD goes. So I'm curious if I could make the. Is there a way for me to make the HUD disappear?
I don't know. Is there an option to do that? Probably.
Somewhere. I just went through and just switched it. Okay, yeah, there we go. I found it. Alright, so Plas, if you can hear me, this is what's the name of it? This is the Hayate. This is technically my new. He goes through and he follows me around. But I'll go through and show this one. Actually, Crappy, you're online too, aren't you? Are you busy?
Yeah, I'm in one of those little solo missions.
I was like, by the time I show my minions, you'll probably be done. But there's the Black Hayate, aka the, what's the name of it? The Siberian Husky. And then, this is the one that I got from, what's the name of it? This is the one I got from the wedding, week 1, or whatever. It's like a little Moogle with like a little wedding basket that ends up carrying things. Hence the bride's Moogle name. But it'll go through and it'll follow you around. That one is just self-explanatory. One is actually an ad inside of open world or whatever that you actually end up getting as a minion. Or whatever. It's just like a little green spiked little creature thing that follows you around. And then, actually no, that's mounts. Minions. There's the wide-eyed fawn. They're all gonna be miniature. They're all like little chibi minions that end up following you around. There's that one. This is the wide-eyed fawn. Let's see. There's the coral kitten. There's actually a black version of this that Crappy was trying to get from the casino. Or whatever. You can actually go through and have like a little kitty follow you around.
Yeah. I scored it. I like the black one better than the other one.
Yeah.
Because it goes with my evil theme a little better.
Then I got the buffalo calf. Buffalo baby buffalo. Runs around with the fucking horns. I got the dog, the wolf pup. This is the first one that I ever actually used like that. I think I actually got him from the MSQ mission. Like a cute
I just noticed I have the same chest piece as you on.
Yeah. It's a cute little doggy. Like the wolf pup is still kind of cute. There's a little wagging tail. This is another one that's just from the what is it? One of the ads inside of the open world. This one is actually like, I think it's like a level 12 ad or something like that or whatever. But freaking that shit will you whenever you're a fucking low level. You can actually get him as a little minion to follow you around. Let's see. There's the Pororogo. This one I actually haven't called out before. This is the little frog. He actually hops. That's actually kind of cool. Like the frog actually does the hopping where he moves. That's actually kind of cool. And then you have the Ferner pup, which is technically my favorite. This is the one, well, technically my second favorite. My first favorite is obviously my Hayate, but then the Ferner pup is technically my second one. Because you have the Ferner pup, and then I have the big one, or whatever, that I end up using. The fucking Ferner pup is fucking crazy. And then, what's the name of it? There's the Unicorn, which is just basically just like a little mini unicorn. Yeah, This is a unicorn, and there's a unicorn mount as well, or whatever. There's like multiple unicorns. I think I've seen like 3 or 4 different unicorns. Like I think I've seen a flaming unicorn and like a unicorn, and there's another one. I think there's a plain one too. Like there's quite a few unicorns out of the game. Because what I'm showing you is just a small amount. Like I'm gonna go inside of the broker and show you some more. Then there's also different wind-up versions for like characters inside of the story or whatever that you'll end up meeting and whatnot or whatever. You'll have miniature like chibi versions of some of the characters that'll go through and actually follow you around or whatever. And then like ads or bosses too. To the left, this is this I don't actually know what the fuck this is. Because this is what's the name of this person has the minion of light that's down here on the fucking bottom side. That looks like one of the little wizards around. I'm assuming that's from his job. I'm assuming that must be some type of pet that one of the power sets has because it's following him around, but it doesn't have a name to it. So I'm assuming that might be one of his pets that he has. And then what's over here? What do they have? Oh yeah, a little shark minion. I remember that one. That's a little shark minion. That was actually kind of cool. And then this looks like some type of like puppy glasses and like a little. Is that like a little child head? The fuck? It's like a little green child head with like a little green cabbage plant as a tail. I don't even know what the fuck that is. That actually looks kind of weird. And then Raban. Actually, my favorite one is probably my favorite other one is technically this one, the mock-up Gwenol. He's one of the bosses inside of the I think it's like level 67 or level 70, but like he follows you around with his chainsaw, which is one of the weapons that he actually uses, and so it looks like he's you trying to fucking cut you with the fucking chainsaw. It's actually kind of cool. There's Midgar Sormer, who is a pet. He's also one of the story characters. He's like a little baby dragon, but he ends up being a full-grown dragon that you can actually ride as a mount later on. Or whatever, he'll go through and he'll follow you around. And then this is a fucking demon box. This is just a weird little gift. I think I also got this. I can't remember how I got this one actually, but it's just like a little moving box that'll go through and follow you around. But then in addition to that, what's the name? You can go through the Final Fantasy 14 or whatever. Just Google Final Fantasy 14 minions, or you can and like all of these minions, as far as I'm aware, I don't think there's any minions that aren't inside of the broker. And most of these don't cost that much. Like this is like 20,000, like or whatever, or whatever. Or whatever. Like I said beforehand, like I can pretty much get anywhere between 20 to 50,000 gil. Damn, anytime I run a 4-player instance, as long as that adventure and need bonus is there at end game. And it's like, so this is like one instance, and I can go through and get this minion if I wanted it. This one's like 7,000. There's a Wayward Hatchling, which is a little chicken. Like you can see it inside of the bottom left. I'm actually gonna see if I can actually zoom that in. Let me go to my UI settings and see if I can change that. Actually I can't. I don't think. No, show it. Hold up. I think I can do. It should be item help. If I change item help to like 200 on its size, and then I switch it back to duty, it's being the only one that shows. Whenever I go back to minions, that picture should be slightly bigger. Yeah, now it's bigger. Now you can go through and actually like see a picture of what it is, because it's blown up on my TV, but I wanted it to blow up on the stream as well. So you can actually see there's like a little chicken. This one is 7,000, stupid cheap. There's a tiny rat. That one isn't even inside of the broker. There's like a little mushroom, 14K, that you can go through and get. That's 100,000. This is actually one of the more expensive ones that I've seen. I haven't seen one this much. It's actually kind of cool. Wide-eyed fawn. There's the infant imp. There's the graven golem. Tiny tortoise. There's a baby rat. Baby bat. Dust bunny. Wind-up Dullahan. There's the. This just looks like a little. I don't even what the fuck to fucking call that. It just looks like a little ghost boo thingy. It's like a little crap monster type deal. Like this game has a bunch of like weird monsters that you'll end up getting. This is like a fledgling dodo. Coban lava, wind up Algot. That's like a ram. Well, Yeah, it's kind of like a ram bear type thingy. I don't even know how to fucking describe it. This looks like the fucking Pokemon thingy. This one's only 18K. That one's cheap. This one's a model. You said hold up a dodo, you need that one. Figure I just sold one. Oh, whatever. These things are like stupid cheap. Like 50s at 60. Like I sold one earlier, but they're like 6,000. Like they're fucking stupid cheap. Like you could 6,000 gil like within the first day just off of running missions because like you'll end up getting a few hundred early on per mission, but then you'll end up starting to get thousands inside of the higher levels, and that's how you end up getting like 500,000 plus gil. But you can go through and buy the fledgling dodo like early on if you want to. There's that's just another creature. There's the wind up airship. I know Magnum has this one or whatever. Magnum from Gift, he has this one. I don't have the wind up airship yet, but this one only costs, yeah, that one's like 500, and then technically it's, uh I don't even know what the fuck to call that. I've seen creatures that look like that before, but I don't know what the fuck to call it. That one. Ooh, these are the little green monsters that these guys are ads inside of an instance, and they go around and basically try to stab the shit out of you. They're like little green glob wizard type, fucking go around and stab you. Tiny bulb, slime bubble plus cushion, baby opal opal. This looks like a lemur with fucking ram horns, low key. Actually, I want to see how much this costs. This only costs 22K. That's not bad. We got the minion, the minute. What is this? Minute mind flare, magic broom that'll go through and move on its own. How much does this cost? Yeah, that's a decent amount. I figured that would probably be one of the more expensive ones. That's 275. That's not too bad. Like I can buy 3 or 4 of these in a day of running content. Let's see, onion prince, eggplant, garlic jester, tomato king, Mandrona queen, tiny taper, miniature Minecraft, nutkin. It's like a little squirrel, a cute little squirrel with like a little nut. Actually, kind of cool. How much does this cost? This is 300. Okay, so that's one of the more expensive. I'm actually curious to see what have they been selling at. Ooh, somebody put it in for 150 though. That's interesting. It's one of the more expensive minions, but it's whatever. It's a cute little squirrel slash chipmunk looking thing. It's actually kind of cool. Yeah, these are a lot. Through the screen, if you check like the scroll bar, this is just the first page. There's the parrot, Nana bear. I'm just gonna go through and start going through them faster. There's the Nana bear, cat, Littlefoot, Mummy's little mummy, assassin fry, model unicorn, Optimus. There's an owl. Hold up, owl's 130. That's not that expensive either. Ugly ducking, clockwork barrel, lesser panda. This is the one Magnum has. This one is actually pretty cool because this one will actually jump up on your shoulder. Like if you stand still or like if you're crafting or whatnot or whatever, your lesser panda will actually jump up off of the floor onto your shoulder and like chill there like an actual pet in real life. Like it's actually hella cool. Like some of the pets actually have interaction. Page 63, which is technically that's an ad slash boss. Iron Dwarf, Gestal, Steam Powered Godwalker, Gold Mine Rush, Brat, Wind Up, Hunting Hawk, Demon Chow looking, Garuda, which is actually kind of cool, Wind Up Titan. These are some of the bosses actually. Garuda's a boss, Titan is a boss, Leviathan is a boss, Kalsa, Morpho, which is a butterfly, that's the Fenrir pup I already had. That's a character, that's a boss. I don't know what the fuck that is. That's a little rat has ears. It's probably a lot, yeah, 200,000. Figured it looked cute, probably worth a lunch. 2 other characters, Thanquid and Alizé. That's another little rat with brown fur. Yeah. Night of Edie, baby Bronchiosaurus. There's the bull pup. Oh wait, they have a bulldog in here? The fuck? Ooh, now that's the most expensive one that I've seen so far. They have a bulldog. That's actually kind of cool. And this is also another feature that I actually really like about it. Into like the default price descending, you can go through and see how often an item ends up selling and for what price it is. So therefore you can tell the demand of your item, or if somebody is trying to like charge something outrageous, what's the name of it? Outrageous for a gear piece, you can go through and you can actually check and see the previous prices that any actually sold for. Castaway Chocobo Chick, Otter, Tiny Satsuko, there's the Bombfish. I actually had that one earlier, I sold it. Road Sparrow, Dress Up Yugiri. That's the other one, the chainsaw. It's like the catfish one. Magitech, Guido, that's like a little turtle. How much does it cost? It's 18k. Wind Up Chloe, Wind Up Susano, that's a boss. I'm actually curious. I actually want to buy this one. I want to buy fucking Susano. Hold up. Hold that thought. Ignore the fucking UI being fucked up because I changed the fucking settings, but I just want to see what the fucking Susano boss is technically kind of cool. Because technically the picture doesn't fucking do him justice or whatever. So, he's like he's like a samurai boss. Like, you can actually see a little bit of his suit. But he's like, imagine like Susano, like from Naruto. Like, what's the name of it? He has that type of deal going on. Like, he actually has like the fucking what you're seeing is the hair that's actually just flowing away from the suit. But he's like he's one of the bosses inside of Stormblood. Like, he's actually fucking like his boss fight is actually fucking hella cool. Like, after I do the minions or whatever, I'll go through and queue up for it. So what's the name of it? So I can tank. Well, actually, I'll probably want to heal it. Actually, need to heal it, Scholar. Or whatever. I'll go through and heal it so therefore you can see the bigger version of him, because the bigger version of him is fucking amazing. Scroll down. How I go? Susano, and then Lakshmi. This was another boss at in-game. And then we can still go to the next page. This is 100 to 156. I'm just gonna go through just so you can see. I'm just gonna roughly flash through them, just to see. That's like an orange and white cat dog type thing. Koala bear. Hold up. 100k, so that's not too expensive. That's not bad. They have a koala in here. They got a little white Siberian, what's the name of it? What the fuck are these called? A fucking baby Siberian tiger type deal, I'm assuming this is supposed to be. That actually looks kind of cool. More characters. Baby phoenix, peacock looking thing. Got the little crappy. What are the names of those? Oh wait, hedgehog. I'm bugging. Yeah, they have like a little baby hedgehog.
Yo, I saw this pet the other day. It was, I don't know what it was. It was like a little something, and it was fucking standing on the dude's head.
There's a fucking meerkat. Oh shit, this shit costs 6 million. What the fuck? There's only 3 of them in here though, so this shit must be rare as fuck. I wonder. I'm gonna have to look up where the fuck to get a meerkat.
Right? I need to sell one of them. Hopefully, if I ever got one, I wouldn't get in a battle like I did with the fucking seal.
These must be new, I'm assuming. Either new or either extremely rare. Unless it's like from membership or something like that. There's literally, the history only shows 6 of them. This is rare as shit. Like, they sold for 20 million, then 6.5, 3.9, and then 2 sold at 4. And that's like scattered across like 3 months. Like, it doesn't even go back further. So this has to be new. Unless this was like a seasonal. That's the only thing I can think of that would drop the price up that fucking high. Because all the rest of these are like dirt cheap normally. Just because you can normally go through and fucking find them. Ancient one reference to like an NPC inside of the game later. And so that's all the minions here. There are technically a few more minions inside of the, how can I put this? There's a few more inside of the marketplace that you have to go online for. So I'm going to change that to normal just so I can actually see shit like I'm supposed to. I'm going to go to Central Shot really quick just to go to a place to where I can call in my mount, because inside of some of the bigger cities, they don't let what's the name of it? Because you'll be colliding with fucking too many things inside of certain areas, so they just disable that feature. Inside of some of the bigger cities, you can use them for the open faster as you rank up. I think you get them around level 20. I think you end up unlocking your chocobo by default. You start off with this little chocobo by default or whatever. Ignore the what's the name of it? The Santa Claus stuff that I have technically put on him right now or whatever. But you start off with the chocobo, and then later on, either through doing missions or the content or inside of the market board, you can go through and actually end up getting some more. So inside of Heaven's War, which is like the first DLC for 50 through 60, you end up getting the black chocobo. Now the difference between the other chocobo and this chocobo is that this one can actually fly. So let me go to. Let's see. What's the place that I know I can fly in that's actually kind of cool? I think it's this one. I think it's this is the first place that you actually end up flying. Let me go over here. Yes, you can go through and you can dress your mounts or whatever. Different seasonals will end up having it. I think if I remember right, I haven't unlocked it yet, but I know you can of your chocobos too, because sometimes you'll actually be able to raise them. I'll go to the what's the name to the free company house in a bit. But this is the first place that you're actually able to do. This is from the main story, but you can actually go through and you can fly here. Or whatever. The chocobo can what's the name of the black chocobo? How big this is. This is an actual map. Like all the way up there inside of that building, I can actually fly all the way over here. Everything that you see on screen is flyable. Like some of these areas are fucking huge, and like there will actually be certain places for missions where you do actually have to go through and you actually have to fly over there. But like you can see all the way over there, you can see the water and whatnot. Those are the buildings. You can actually get over there. There's missions down there, ads, etc. All the way over there, you can see that flying building. You can see the trees and whatnot over there. I'm just gonna come up here and now I'm gonna go through and switch over to one of the other flying mounts. I just gotta go through and I gotta get on. What's the name of it? I gotta get on the ground again. Let me just get on the floor. And then this is the next one that you end up on the story. Hold up, it's gonna summon him. This is Midgard Stormer. So there was a little dragon minion that you had to pet, and he becomes this one. This is the first dragon that you actually end up flying. There are different types of dragons, but this is the first dragon that you actually end up flying. Is actually him from the story. Oh, whatever. There's him. Not too much there. Then the next one that you unlock is actually this one, and this is the one that I was using inside of my streams for a minute. I was using y'all or whatever, which is basically like the giant eagle with like a stingray type tail type deal. He has fucking huge feathers that you end up riding on. And then let me go down over here. And then you have my favorite one that I ended up earning this next one from the casino. I had to work my ass off from fucking chocobo racing in order to there we go. This is Ferner. Or whatever. Like there was the Ferner pup. This is the full grown version. He's an actual boss inside of one of the I think it was out of the level 50 instance on those lines. He's like a giant demon wolf / Suicune from Pokemon type hybrid, but he can also fly, and I also get diamonds around my feet whenever I end up flying. He basically ends up running through the air. Like he's actually fucking stupid cool. But there's that one, and then there's technically even more. Like you can go online and you can go through and find out how to get the different mounts inside of the game. Through and actually teleport to the what's the name of it, to the free company house really quick, because that's where I believe there should be some chocobos in the front that are a slightly color than what I currently have. Because you can go through and you can see it. So this is the neighborhoods or whatever that I was talking about beforehand. Whenever you end up getting whenever you end up buying a house, like how can I put this? You buy the land as an actual plot in the game, and then you end up paying a little bit extra for the house, and then basically the way it works is that the house. But if you go, I think if you leave and nobody enters that house for like I think it's like 2 months. Then they go through and they demolish it, refund you a part of the money, and then somebody else is able to go through and to buy that land. Like these are actual like communities or whatever. Like each of these little housing logos / each of these numbers, actual place. You have actual neighborhoods with like broker slots, summoning bells, etc. So I'm just gonna come back up here. This is where this is technically my free company's place right here. This is their little yard, and then normally they had a choco. I don't know if it's still here. You have the little spa on the side. As a side note, you can actually interact with what's the name of it? With different, I guess you could say different base items. Like I believe, yeah, I can go through and I can like sit down as an example inside of some stuff. You can sit, you can, what's the name of it? You can eat food, things along those lines, like different basic interactions that we wanted for like thrones or couches, etc. You can go through and you can actually do that. Okay, here they are. Here's the chocobo saddles. Yeah, see here or whatever. Here are some of the other Bart links that you can go through and put on your chocobo. Different color, and then they have like armor on top of it. Like there's an actual mount that looks like this type of like horn that you see, and like the sharpness. There's an actual mount of like a unicorn with that type of look on it. And I believe there's electricity running around it, which is actually kind of cool. And then there's no ores or materials in the game, but there's a bunch of there's auras on some of the weapons. And for example, has this one or whatever. Well, I have this one on my paladin or whatever. This type of green, naturey type design slash aura on top of the weapon. And I believe my samurai has the other one that I use. My samurai also has the katana of the round. I can go back and what's the name of it? I can go to a market board and technically show these. They don't have ores and materials, but they actually have it on the weapons, which for me, I technically like it on the weapons more. That's just me personally. But let me go and I can show some of the weapons. So technically Paladin has, probably want to say Paladin has the best one. That's Gladiator. Does it say Paladin specifically? No, it's probably not going to say Paladin specifically. So Gladiator arms, let me go up to rank 80 just to make sure that all of them are showing. These are just so you can see some of the different themes. There's technically more than this, because there's a few that you can earn in game by doing like long sets of quests, but like anytime you see one inside of the broker, what's the name of it? That's blue. Normally those are going to be some type of like special weapon that's going to have some type of like crazy visual effect on it. Sorry, my X button is broken. So, but you can go through and you can see the design for this one. This one is actually pretty decent, but not too much. These are the main ones that are actually kind of cool. I think this was the first one that I was actually running for a bit. This one actually, people that know me know that I was water prick on fucking DC. So I actually really fucking liked this sword whenever I first saw it. And then there's the Dead Hive. They like the red bubbly version of it. Sword of the Round, which is the one that I have. Fuck. My damn button. Hold up. No, I do not want to buy that. There we go. That damn X button is fucking. The Sword of the Round. Normally the Sword of the Round, like what I have for my samurai, normally those are going to be like a slick, and then it's just going to have like a little blue like petal flow, I guess you could say, afterward. It's going to end up having one of those, and it's going to have like the little light blue sheik that's going to be around the handle of whatever weapon you're wearing. Fiend. This one is the regular paladin one that I had beforehand, or whatever-ish. Seeing Horde. It's going to be red and demonic. Red mages normally end up using this one. And switch over to this one. It's a completely different design. This one is more like a light-hearted, like, what is it, green/yellow. And then Mighty Thunderstruck. Try on. This one actually has thunder around it, around the handle. I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit just so you can go through and you can see that. Like the thunder is actually like moving slightly and changing colors. You can see it spark off of the weapon. Inferno Blade. This one actually has fire. That's smothering. This is basically like I guess you could say like an Ember Aura, so to speak, or whatever. Too, if you wanted to call it Ember Aura, I think it has more detail than what our Ember Aura had to a degree, in terms of like the actual like animation of like the flames. Another one, and as a side note, all of these weapons, these are not like whatever you went through like a loot box or a time capsule or like bought these on the marketplace. There are people that can actually craft the game. Like in addition to like what's the name of it? In addition to the combat classes or whatever that I linked to earlier, there's also what's the name of it? There's also crafting classes or whatever. This is like a little Moogle one, but there's also crafting classes. So the crafting classes, each of them, there's blacks or whatever for disciples of the hand. Well, actually, let me start this system from the ground from scratch. There's 3 forms of gatherers. And what the gatherers do is they go into open world and they basically collect different things. So you have fishers, you have miners, and you have botanists. The botanists go out and they get different types of herbs. They can get lumber, things along those natures. You have the miners who go out and get ores and what's the name of it, and other types of metals or whatever that you'll end up using. The fishers go out and get a whole bunch of different types of sea creatures or whatever. You can go to the different bodies of water inside of the map and you can go fishing there in order to go and to actually catch fish. And each of those will have like a different mini game associated with it. Once those people go out and get the material, they can, like me for an example, or whatever, ignore my fucking clothing. I didn't go through and buy new gear for my fucking blacksmith after I reached level 80. Like, you can go through and you'll have like a little mini game for whenever you go through and you do things. And what's the name of it? These jobs basically are allowed to go through and to craft different items. I can go through and say, given the materials that are gotten from whatever, so say like an ingot or whatever, I can take whatever, because this is technically a low level, but say if I was to go inside and try to craft like some level 70 stuff, now I have some stuff that I'm probably going to need to get from some other people. This leather, there's probably going to be a leather worker like Crappy who's going to have to go through and craft this for me. And then I'm going to take that item, combine it with this other stuff, and then I can go through and I can make, say, a level 76 weapon for a Marauder. All of the styles that you saw from beforehand, those are all crafted styles. I technically don't have those plans yet or whatever. I was going to go through and get them, but first things first is I need to go through and get some gear. But there's blacksmiths, there's, what's the name of it? There's blacksmiths, there's armorers the blacksmith makes the weapons. Armorers create like plate gear for like the tanks. There's leather workers who create like fur coats and things along those lines, bandanas. I think they create some of the gear for for certain specific classes. There's weavers who create gear for a slightly different set of class, and I don't know what weavers make. There's the culinarians who can take like the fish that the fishers end up getting, and what's the name of it? How can I put this or whatever? They'll go through and they'll make what is basically their version of buff sodas. There's actually like primary and secondary stats, so these are like primary stats, so to speak, and then these are the secondary stats. The culinarians create the secondary stats or whatever, buff sodas that basically end up buffing these stats, and then the alchemists will go through and create sodas that'll buff the primary stats or whatever. The alchemists will go through and they'll make potions that'll buff your strength for X amount of time. But it's like there's a different crafters inside of the game. And since you said you wanted to see me fishing, I'm going to go to Limsa really quick, since that seems to be the easiest place that I know to go through and fish. Right now, I technically don't have that much because my technically a low level, but I'll go through and show you some of the abilities that I'll unlock later on. The technical one is probably there's technically ocean fishing right now, which was a new feature that just came out inside the last update. So basically, you'll go on a boat with like 20-something other people, and you'll end up being on a boat that'll go to a location that'll have different types of fish inside of each of them. And then there's like a special rare fish that apparently you can go through and catch, and whenever you get that, it'll trigger like a rainbow current that'll cause a shitload of fish to start spawning. So everybody will just start catching fish like fucking stupid. But that event only happens like every 2 hours, and you need to sign up for it. So I can't actually show it to you right now, but I can just show you the basic idea of it. So, say for example, I wanted to go through and fish. I could just come up here, and then I could go through. Actually, wait, no bait on to specify. Do I have bait on me? Yes, I do still have bait on me. There we go. Then I'll go through, I'll cast a line, wait a few seconds, and there should be some exclamation points above my head, or whatever, once a fish does actually go through and decide to actually, I'm actually going to go through and put a light on my fucking rod just to make sure that, there we go. And then my character does this animation, and doosh, pull, and boom, I have a fish. And I end up getting XP for my fisher for going through and catching that. I'm just going to go through more. That I'm going to go through and show you some of the abilities. Because technically right now, my fisher is only level 18, so I only have some of the basic stuff. I don't actually have anything I guess you could say more complicated, so to speak, but technically there's actually like some really, really cool perks. Let me go ahead and snatch this one, and level 4. Alright, so like some of the other stuff that you end up unlocking later on or whatever, it's literally just like PvE where you technically there are moves that I could go through and use. Like if I'm fishing for stronger fish, I could go through and use these 2 abilities, and they'll make sure my hook won't end up being broken or whatever. My line is not going to be broken by like a fish with a particular type of bite. I can sneak past in open world if I need to get to a certain fishing spot. I can go through and use the I can go through and use the fish that I already caught in order to what's the name of it? In order to attract a larger. So basically, like once I get a bite, I'm assuming I hit this move, and then I basically can catch that fish and then reel him back in. I can use multiple hooks in order to be able to catch bigger fish and items. This is technically a collectible function. In addition to having items inside of the game that the gatherers get and that the crafters end up making from that stuff, there's the high quality version of it, which is going to be like, oh, it'll buff your stats higher. Gear piece, it'll have higher stats on it or whatever. It'll be some type of enhanced version. But then there's also collectible versions, and the collectible versions are basically just for they're for crafting gear or whatever. There'll be people and there'll be NPCs inside of the world that'll say, hey, I want a collectible version of this item. Cool, you give them a collectible version of this item, they'll give you a currency. You take that currency to another vendor and you'll be able to buy like extremely high level craft point. So that ends up existing as a system. You can literally rank up legitimately as a crafter the same way you rank up as any of the combat classes. They have their own PvE vendor, they have their own tiers, they have their own abilities that end up progressing over time. You have moves that allow you to survey the area and be able to locate certain types of fish. There's also sharks inside of this game, which is actually pretty cool because one of the things that they have inside of this game that isn't what's the name of it? How can I put this? One of the features in this game that isn't inside of DC is we have the DC, but what we don't have is what's the name of it? We don't have the ability to control what's actually inside of the fish tank. So I'm actually just going to show you 2 places really quick. I'm going to go to one of my. How can I put this? I'm going to go to one of my league halls. One of my league's houses. I'm gonna go to one of his personal houses, and then what is it? And then I'm gonna go to the actually no, I'll take that back. Actually, whatever. Let me go to the brothel first because the brothel is technically right across the street. There's probably not. I don't know if there'll be people there or not, but let me go through and actually put on something more. Maybe put on something more respectable first off. Let me switch to my gunbreaker. And then the brothel should be. Where is it? Oh, there it is. They're right over here. Their fire pit is bigger than what ours is, and they actually have like water-based items or whatever. Like this one, for example. Like let me actually like zoom in. Like their water actually, like the water on this game actually fucking looks nice. But you'll end up seeing that inside of one of the places that I go because they actually have like a bathtub with like water running into it. But I'm gonna go inside of this brothel first. It seems like some of their league members are here, just fucking chilling inside the front yard. But this will show you some of the base items that they have, and then also like how the floating function works. Because like there are literally people that go through and create several stories inside of their house using some of the floating items. So to begin with, these or whatever, technically they have like I guess you could say trophies, so to speak, or whatever. Like what we do on DC, these are some of the bosses that you'll actually end up facing. Like this is one of the bosses inside of fucking Heavensward. Like you'll actually end up getting like of some of the bosses that you'll actually end up fighting inside of the game. These are, I'm assuming, just props. This is actually kind of cool. This is like whatever. This is like there was that chocobo that had like the horn that was from something that is literally the horn or whatever. Like the actual mount has lightning or whatever in top of the horn, just like that does. And then, if I remember right, I believe The strip club should be downstairs, but let me go. Because they probably have some music playing. Yep, they have some jazz playing in the background. If I come here, nah, it's empty right now, so they haven't opened it up yet. But technically, normally, like the last time I came in here with fucking Crappy, there would be like fucking 30 people up in here. Like, it was fucking stupid. Whenever I showed Magnum this, he said this actually legitimately looked like an actual, what's the name of it? Like an actual strip club. And like their base items are a lot more realistic. It's a lot more in detail. Like a lot of these are actual items. These are not presets. These are items that they put together. And then, how can I put this? Like right here, this staircase and the floor from this is floated or whatever. The thing that I'm bumping my head into, that is a floated base item. And then they went through and floated the chairs up here in order to create this like little second, what's the name of it, this second story to have the overlay for like the main stage. And then you have the big ass lighting up here. I'm not for sure if you can actually go back here. Yeah, there's actually like a small hallway back here. This is technically the back or whatever, so therefore you can see. Technically you can go through some of the whatever inside of this game just so people didn't get stuck. Another feature they have on this game is actual sliding doors. There's actually a few different types of doors inside of the game that I've seen. I think I've seen like 3 different types of doors, but having an actual functioning door is actually kind of cool. And then, oh wait, there's some other people that came in here. Let me go back. What's the name of it? Let me go back upstairs. Because I think upstairs had the bathroom, if I remember correctly. Oh, wait. So this is what I was talking about or whatever that I wish we could do on DC. We have aquariums in DC. They can actually control the fish that they put inside of the aquarium or whatever. Like you can have sharks in it, or you can go through and have like different types of fishes. I've probably seen at least like 5, 6, 7 different types of fishes that you can actually put inside of the aquarium. It's actually really cool. And then this is the spa area or whatever. There's actually look fucking nice. Through, and I can sit and I can chill inside of it. Obviously people would normally end up taking their fucking clothes off, but it actually looks really, really fucking nice. Like, we don't have water that looks like this on fucking DC. So, area, and then let me go to the other side, because I think the other side had the private room, if I remember right. There should have been a private room somewhere. I think it's through, was it through here or was it through this other door? No, it's not through there, so we clipped into here somehow. There's a way to get in here. Let me see if I can. There we go. I clipped through. Okay, so this was the room inside of development. But I actually like this or whatever. I like the fact that they actually had like a bed setting, so to speak. A little like mini items like what we had on DC that just add to the fucking mood. Like you actually have like a burning cigarette down there. You can actually see the smoke coming off of the cigarette as if somebody was actually here. Like, I actually really, really like detail like that. And then let me see if I can find a way. I think Crappy said you could jump through this wall. Let's see if there's a way to clip through this. Yeah, I can go through and I can clip through that. I can come back out. But there's this, and then I'm gonna go through and show you what one of the houses look like. And then also in the process of doing that, I can go through and I can show you how like I guess you could say the land ownership ends up working. Alright, so you go to Paramount, and then I gotta go to one of the edges of the map. I'm assuming that's a summoning bell, market board. No, this isn't the right edge. Let's see if I can do. There's supposed to be. Actually, no, there's an aetherite over here. Actually, I can use this aetherite. Because I can go over to. I think it's. Need to go. So, what is the name of this aetherite? A Gold East Subdivision. Goblet East Subdivision. Switch over to here. And then... here we go. It's over here. Then whenever you come here, go to specified ward. As you can see, these are like all the different plots or whatever that people can go through and they can, oh, I mean not earn, they can go through and pay for, and it shows who owns those plots of land. But, I think it's 13, unless he got rid of it. Let me see. Let me go through, oh no, he's Ward 10. Ward 10. It's supposed to be Ward 10, plot 33. Unless he went through and sold it. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna see if he changed. I'm gonna see if he changed it because it used to say his name, unless he went through and actually what's the name of it? Unless he went through and changed his name. Because he used to be here. Yo. I'm going through and I'm streaming a bunch of different stuff. At least now that you're back, you can technically queue up for something. Do you want to do the do you read after
I can't get sidetracked. I can't do it.
What do you mean? You can't get sidetracked?
I'm trying to get to level 80 so then I could get sidetracked.
I'm done with you.
I'll get my other food on. I just made us some food too, so I'm eating.
I'm trying to figure out because he's supposed to be Ward 10, plot 33. Let's see. Okay, so he must have moved his place. This is not the. This isn't the same map that it was supposed to be beforehand. Where the fuck? Hold on a second. Oh, actually, I'll go through and I'll queue up for the trial while I wait for him to respond on fucking Discord. Let me switch over to my healer shit. Scholar. And switch back over. So like you see like Susano that I have or whatever, that's like the little minion. We're gonna go through and I'm gonna queue up for the instance that he actually what's the name of it that he actually drops in. Wait, shit. Did I mean to fucking do that? Apparently I was already queued for something somehow. I don't know how the fuck that happened. That was not supposed to be that. That was not supposed to happen. Thank God I still have a fucking penalty. Otherwise I would have had to wait like 30 minutes before I could queue up for something. Let me see if my league mate is still up. It seems like he was inside of a different area. Otherwise, there's something with the map going on that I'm not familiar with yet. And let me summon my pet.
Let the revels begin!
The fuck? Okay, there we go. So, in my DOT, we can tank this guy chunk a little bit, give him the basic healing. Activate my mana regen, and I'm able to get these 3 overflow charges. Dodge that AoE. Activate a group healing over time. I'm gonna go through, cast a big heal on the knee. So whenever they do that, that means that he needs to go through and we need to stack up in order to split damage. And I can go through and I can technically pre-cast a shield in order to mitigate some of that damage whenever it comes in. Alright, we already got bursted, that's good. Let me go through and let me change the... Whoa, I gotta dodge that. Okay. And you can see the actual, like, full-scale Susano. This is what he actually looks like.
The seas part for we alone.
And now we gotta go here, otherwise we're gonna get damaged. Woo! Gotta get out of that. And we gotta stack up. Gonna go through and fucking cast the fucking shield. Blue pill. Heal people up. Actually. Hold up, okay, yeah, he's already being revived. That's good.
The seas part for we alone.
And back to delay a dot. He's gonna go over there by himself because he's gonna end up taking damage. I get in here. And shielded some of that damage. Still a good amount came through, but I still gotta go through and do extra shield. Get an extra boost. Fuck. Avoid this, and then half. Once he gets to like half health, we should be going into the next phase. Okay, my sprint is over there. I gotta heal the tank. Actually, I'm gonna go through and fucking pre-shield him. He's taking a shitload of damage right now.
The seas part for we alone.
And preload a shield group. Could have hit it over time. Wait. He's gonna go ahead and shield. There we go. And now we start the next phase of the boss. So bosses inside of this game actually have multiple phases or whatever that'll change the mechanics, or sometimes sometimes they'll have transition mechanics. So at this point, there's technically a quick time event that the tank has to go to, and if the tank doesn't go there, it's forward. And so we have to go through, and now we have a fucking burn check at this point. We have to go through and try to burn this sword before that person ends up dying. I think the healer ended up to go through and heal him to make sure that he doesn't end up fucking dying before we end up burning the fucking. Right, we gotta go through and fucking heal everybody up like ASAP right now. And there's another quick time event. Yeah, it's a fucking. It was supposed to be a fucking tank that was supposed to hold the sword, not a fucking healer. Go through and burn this. I'm gonna go through and do a group shield again. I'm gonna go through and do 2 group shields just because that person on the sword is taking a decent amount of damage. And take a shitload of damage. Go through, heal up. Hit that, get 3 extra crystals. Let me go ahead and heal up this fucking samurai because he's taking damage. And we are past that phase. Slide and go ahead and switch over to him. And now we have the rock minigame. Basically, we have to pick the right rock in order to go through and destroy. Okay, he's saying this one is the right rock. I gotta go through and heal this tank though, because he's starting to get low. I'm gonna go through and pre-heal. Oh shit, we got AoE. And fuck, I got hit. Rest in peace. That's a vulnerability debuff, I think. Let's refill real quick. I'm actually gonna go through it. Sacred Soil, which is basically like a 10% damage reduction shield for anybody that's inside of this area. And my tank just got fucking shitted on. Like,
The seas part for we alone.
get my mana regen going. And let me get energy drain and get 3 more charges. I gotta preload a shield again. And deal damage. Avoid these AoEs. Shield / heal. And go back. Kill him. The other guy is already back. Good. Stop again. He's taking way too much damage right now. Gunbreaker's getting lit up. Go through and kill him. And we just have a bone splitter. Tank got chunked. Fuck. Fucking splitting. You got a fucking splitting mechanic. We're about to get deleted. Boom! This one. Get this out of the way. More charges. Oh, the main thing is about to get chunked again. Fuck, I gotta get out of that.
The seas part for we alone.
Oh, never mind. You got it.
'Twas a memorable dance indeed.
And that's that instance. Ooh. And technically, that's like on the light end. That's only around level. What's the name of it? That's only around level 60. It should be level 63. Sometimes it's not even technically one of the in-game ones. Like technically, this is still in the tutorial, I guess you could say, stage. Adding different types of mechanics or whatever to the game. But yeah, that's 60. Yeah, that was a level 63. That's technically still on the low level. If I was to go through and show you one of the ones, it gets a lot more chaotic, but like there's technically spoilers inside of here. Like, type inside of the chat if you will want me to go through and run one of these instances anyway, even though it is spoiled. I might fuck around and die, but and he says he's still at plot 33, so that means I'm not in the right place. So that means I need to go through and where the fuck plot 33 is. That means I'm not in the right place, because 33 is not on here. Because 30 is right there at the edge of the map, so that means 33 is in a different area. How would I get to Ward? How would I get to slot 33? Because that means that there must be some type of pathway. Actually, I wonder if there's... Let me go to the other way. So right now, I'm in Goblet North. So... let's go to Goblet East. Let me see where this takes me. Let me explore while I wait. I'll wait for you to type. I go through and show... Even though it's a lot more mechanically fucking demanding, I don't want to fucking show spoilers at the same time. So this is down here. I do not have the Machinist class. I have the Gunbreaker class, which is tank. I have Gunbreaker, which is technically my main one. Samurai. I have Paladin. Well, Samurai is melee DPS. Paladin is another tank. I started off as Paladin because Gunbreaker didn't actually unlock until level 60. So I went Paladin to 60, got my Gunbreaker up to 80, and then I went back and ranked up my Paladin to like 70 something. Monk 70 something, Scholar 70 something, Red Mage is level 50 something. This is fishing. This is for crafting tank gear. And then I started mining because I wanted to actually gather the materials that my fucking blacksmith needed. And then I have the Astrologian that I just started. Those are the ones that I have right now. Technically, I can go through and I can actually earn any of them. I just have to go to the open world and do the level, the level 1 mission, and then they'll basically give me a level 1 mission that'll give me a level 1 weapon, and then as soon as I hit that weapon, it'll go through and switch my classes. So like, let's say, let's see, a drop that I already have unlocked. Actually, let me go to my armory chest. So let's say right here or whatever. This is Pugilist weapon or whatever. They're gonna hand you a level 1 weapon, and then all you do is hit equip, and then it's gonna end up switching you to that, and you'll see that inside your combat log. I switched to Pugilist, and so all of my ability or whatever, you're not gonna have anything whenever you first switch. But say for example, for me, I can go through and I can just hit these. These are basically just like free armories, and apparently you get more of these the more jobs that you end up unlocking or whatever. These are basically just like free gear sets that you have. And I can go through and I can just switch between them anytime I want to the different classes, and then I'll obviously end up...
Imagine paying for armories. You know, what the fuck is that shit?
I'm done.
You just have all these slots.
Actually, I kind of feel like going to
for free.
I actually feel like going to. Let me see. Can I go to Rockers Reach? Yeah, I can go to Rockers Reach. I still have enough money. I can go here. Ooh. I just want to go through and see if I can still do the fucking see if I can still remember the fucking rotation for fucking Monk. Like, that's the only thing bad about going through and fucking playing so many goddamn different power sets. Like, on a regular basis, it's just that you have to fucking remember each of their different fucking rotations. That's the fucking hard part. That actually starts to get, like, complicated somewhat. Like, if you don't put in a whole bunch of hours. But, I mean, there are that have shit, like, completely ranked up. Like, I think, is Yukon online? Yeah, Yukon is online. Like, Yukon, for example, like, you can see these are jobs that he has ranked up. Like, he's level 80 Paladin, 80 Warrior, 80 Dark Knight, 80 Gunbreaker, 80 Scholar, 80 Monk, 80 Dragoon, 80 Samurai, 80 Machinist, 80 Dancer, 80 Black Mage. Like, there are people that have, like, literally every single class inside of the game, like, maxed out. So they can literally preview anything that they fucking want to. They can play whatever. Like, it takes a while in order to fucking unlock everything, but if you want to, you can take everything in the game at in-game if you want to. And, like, what makes it so good is that technically the content isn't overwhelming once you get caught up. So it's like, technically you have the time to go through and to rank up other shit. It's like, there's not going to be another huge ass for like 2 years. It's like, they do huge DLCs every 2 years, but then in between that, like, every, like, I want to say like 3 months or whatever, similar to like DC, they'll go through and they'll do a patch which will go through and extend the story and will normally add at least 1 or 2 instances, new crafting gear, new side mission. The same way that, like, we had renown gear inside of DC or whatever, that was like T1, T2, T3. They have, like, different renowns and factions in the different worlds inside of the map, and that goes until fucking in-game. You can literally use renown gear or whatever to help to go through and progress the open world bounties that we had at like T4 and T5. Those go through and continue all the way up into in-game. You'll find people that'll have giant hunting parties inside of, I think the first time I saw that was inside of Ilmeg. It was like this fairy tale land map. Like, I was randomly riding around doing my mission, and then all of a sudden I saw a big ass creature, and then like 20 people fucking spawned in and started attacking the shit out of them and lagged the fuck out of my screen. That was like the first time that I had ever fucking experienced lag, was during a fucking hunt. Like, that shit was fucking crazy whenever that ended up happening. But there's so much content to do and so many different ways to go through and do it. But then also, this is what I was talking about beforehand, because technically here, like, this is the adventure and need bonus. So basically, like, at the very, very top of this or whatever, these are, like, I guess you could say your dailies for the game. That means, or whatever, the very, very first thing that looks like a little golden spokes wheel or whatever that has the up arrow next to it, that means going to be experience that is going to scale based on my level. The next one is obviously money. It shapes like a penny. That is going to scale based on my level. And then the seals, I can go through and spend inside of a vendor to get gear. I can get crafting materials. I can get whatever I need. That, what's the name of it? That's a utility thing. But the adventure or whatever, that row at the top that scales based on my level, that's every, what's the name of it? That a day. But the bottom part that says adventurer in need, that I'm going to constantly get every single instance that I run. So I'm going to get 125,000 XP every single run. I'm going to get 10,650 gil every single run and 3,000 seals. And so it's like, you were going through or whatever, you were seeing the minions only cost 20,000. I could literally run 2 alerts and go and get a minion that I want for the most part. And then this, what's the name of it? This cracked Stella cluster, I can turn this inside of one of the vendors at in-game or whatever, and I can go through and I can get an in-game mod. And then 1 tier below that, I can turn in these cracked planet clusters and I can get 2 of those mods or whatever. These alone are probably worth 35,000 because the right TA in-game mod, the right in-game, you probably around 20,000 gil. And then, what's the name of it? I just went through and just basically sold like a style item for fucking 10,000. Like, That one's actually one of the fucking cheap ones. But what's the name of it? And these run for like maybe around 7,000 ish. So it's like you can go through and you can get a whole bunch of stuff. And fuck, they actually started the fucking countdown even though I wasn't ready. That's crazy. Let me see. No! Fuck, I fucked up the rotation to begin with. Damn it, I hit perfect balance early. My X, hold on, let me fix my fucking X button first. Because technically I can't have buttons hidden by fucking accident. Because literally it hit fucking perfect balance early by accident, which changes. How can I put this? It put my character into a part of the rotation that he was not supposed to be in yet. Fucked over my rotation. I was not supposed to start with that. And what is that? A pair of Emperor boots sold for 2,800. New breeches sold for 9,500. For 9,500. Next sold for 9,500. That's legit. All right, so let me hit this. Let me hit this.
Yeah, I got some stuff to take back and sell. Got some MSQ gear.
What, you got some new stuff?
Yeah, I got a couple things. I think two of my things sold. I think I saw them earlier.
Nice.
You know, I have 184,000 gil now. You know, what was I down to 70 today? And I didn't really do anything but a couple dungeons and solo missions. I made like 100k by doing nothing. Just by doing stuff I have to do.
Yeah, technically Monk is like one of like the most active jobs just because it has to fucking go, like I actually have to be positioned inside of a certain place to max on each of these moves. Like technically that's one of the that's another thing that we technically don't have on DC is we don't have positionals. So like if you look at the description for this one, this says like critical death from the target's rear or whatever. That's going to end up being a positional. Target's rear is going to be for that one. This one I need to be at the target's flank in order to receive a bonus. Like sometimes it'll just be something small, like maybe like a 10% damage bonus, but then sometimes it's actually something important like this one where it's actually like critical damage that you end up getting. What's the name of it? Like, and how could I put, like, you technically don't want to end up missing this or whatever because like since every single move for it or whatever is technically a positional. If you're missing positionals, you're missing anywhere up to 10% of your fucking DPS. That actually makes a difference. Your ability to remember where you're supposed to be on the boss for a given move, that consistency throughout a raid while I'm going through dodging and weaving mechanics or whatever, ends up being a fucking skill gap between fucking monks. How many positionals can you hit inside of an instance while maximizing your damage? There are going to be times where you're going to need to run away from a fucking boss and ride it or whatever, and then as soon as the mechanic goes off, boom, you're gonna hop right back in. You're gonna get right back into DPSing. Like most DPS will like lunge to the boss type of the melee classes. Technically, there are gonna be some type of zone attacks that are sometimes gonna be near the boss, so you're just gonna weave back and then you're gonna jump back in. So let me go through, and technically that's Monk that I just showed. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna show Samurai technically. I'm gonna show Samurai and Red Mage, even though Red Mage doesn't really have that much either. They're technically both low level, so I only have their, I guess you could say their basic mechanics, so to speak. But I can go through and I can show how they work in a basic sense, so to speak. Oh, not there. I gotta go to Bent Branch Samurai. So let me go to Bent Branch Meadows. Ooh.
Oh, I'm at this destination here.
Yeah.
And whatever comes out of it is about to be in trouble. Because I have a phoenix in my pocket. Let's go.
You and your fucking phoenixes.
I'm gonna shit on this one ad. He's gonna spawn out of this thing and get fucking smoked.
I'm done with you. But like Monk is too complicated in order for me to go through and describe. But Samurai isn't that bad. Samurai is more relatable to DC because this was one of the like aspects of Samurai I was gonna end up using inside of the fucking video that I was gonna be talking about some of the stuff for the difference between Final Fantasy and DC. But what is it? Ooh, the fuck? Oh, I forgot. Samurai, I went through and went to the side. So, like, if you look at, like, the top, what is it? Actually, hold up. Check Discord really quick. Okay. What's the name of it? So if you go to if you look at the top right, you'll see the swirl next to it, and then you'll see three like grayed / blacked out little symbols. So basically, what that is that's two systems, so to speak. So whenever I go through and I do, what's the name of it? Whenever I go through and I do attacks. So let's just say move, I'm supposed to hit the second move next, and then I hit this third move. So each of those moves technically adds to two systems or whatever. It's going to increase my kinky gauge, one aspect. Once I get to the end of, say, that 1, 2, 3 setup, this is going to it ends up giving me a sin, aka the combo bonus grants Ka that's inside of this description. So that ends up being the glowing red thing that you end up seeing there. So those are two systems. Now the key is going to be used for several things. I actually have a clippable move. So normally, say for example, if I hit this, you see the little winding clock that indicates the cooldown. Normally, you can't hit things in between that or whatever. That's going to be a default. Some things that you can actually hit in between that are clippable or whatever. I have this move that's right here that I'm pushing that does damage that I can go through and use in between that. That uses kinky gauge. But then more importantly, I have this move. And basically this ends up costing me 20 kinky gauge, and it ends up buffing my next weapon skill by 50%. So I can like any of these, or if I want to go through and buff a certain move. Specifically, what you're going to end up buffing for this, the vast majority of the time, is going to end up being from the Sin system. So the Sin system goes with Aijutsu, and basically the way that this works, this move transforms into one of three things. So if you look at my button configuration, I can and then I can go to the right, and then I can go up to Kasha. That is the red Sin. The second Sin is starting at the bottom, and I go to the left a little bit to the blue one that looks like a snowflake. That's the second. And over on the other controller, I have this one, and then go up here, and then I need to go to the back, and boom, that gives me the third Sin. Now this is technically the strongest moves inside of the game is this channel move. This actually hits for a shitload. That hits stupid fucking hard. That's if I have 3 Sins and it ends up using all 3 of the Sins that I just built up. Another thing that I do is I can build up these 3 and I can go through and cast this long 60 in Higabana instead. Or say if I'm doing AoE, for example, AoE is technically simpler. I just have this one and then I have combo 2 that ends up unlocking a Sin. Go down and then go to the right instead, and I end up unlocking the second Sin. 2 Sins ends up doing this instead. I end up having a fucking AoE move. Now, normally what I'll end up doing is, say for example, is I'll go through, start off 1 Sin, I'll go through clip Hisatsu, and then that'll increase my Higabana by 50%. So I'll have a 50% increased DOT target. Samurai is completely about managing your kinky gauge and then maximizing your damage from the Sin. Getting a lot more complicated because, say for example, the Sins that I mentioned here, in terms of the 3 different moves that I can go through and build up and unleash, I get copies of those that are even stronger later on or whatever. At what's the name of it? At level 76, I end up unlocking this move, and I get a stronger version of whatever I just did. So that strong move that I have after 3 Sins, I get to basically cast a second version that like 50% by default or whatever, and that ends up being a whole bunch. To that, in addition to that, the kinky gauge is used for several different things. So not only do I have one clipping move that I can go through and hit in between my cooldowns, but that's also going to be my utility. So I have backstep, which I can go through and use at the last minute in order to dodge a mechanic. And then for a few seconds, I have Enhanced Impy, which is a ranged attack. And then after I'm in the clear for the mechanic, I can go through and I can hop back in. So I'm going to be hopping around, going through, doing damage, blah, 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 blah. Do this. Oh, boom, hop back, NC pin, boom, hop back in, rotation again, or whatever. How fast you go through and you react and you end up timing things ends up being a skill factor. You also have cases where, like, most power sets have some type of shortcut. So say I have Mekyo queued up to 3 weapon skills without meeting the combo prerequisite. So the same way that I said that there were like the 1, 2, 3. So say normally I'll hit Hikaze and then Shifu and then Kasha, aka this 1, 2, 3 that's on this right side. Instead of having to go through and to hit all 3 of these in order to get Higabana, I can actually go through and just hit Mekyo, and then I can go straight to it, and I can go through and hit Higabana. Same thing goes for the. I can go through and hit this one and get a. Hit this one and get a Sin. So now I have a shortcut now in order to do all 8 of them. So technically, there's different things that you can do. So say like one, I guess you could say combination, or one, I guess you could say rotation that you could go through and do. Well, actually, let me just wait 30 seconds for fucking Mekyo to come off a cooldown, and I'll go through what resembles of a rotation for fucking Samurai. Because technically, I'm probably gonna end up changing this, but this is just this whatever. This is just to give an idea, so to speak, of what Samurai might end up looking like, relatively speaking. There's a lot more clipping later on because your Kinky Gauge builds faster, and there's more damage moves that you can clip in. This is just to give an example. So I will start over on this side. Hit Kasha, clip it with that one, go through, hit this, and then I'm going to go through, T-running. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to build up all of my Sin. Now I'm working on building up the last one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to double clip both of these inside of that cooldown, just so I can go through and I can end up shortcutting. Go through past the 50%, and now I have Midari again at the same time. So that's one form of a rotation, so to speak. Clipping is a thing or whatever. It's a thing, but it's, how can I put this? Normally, clipping has some type of how can I put this? Normally, it has some type of cooldown that's going to be associated with it. Different powers clip a different amount. So, say for Samurai, I'd be clipping that move or whatever that's up here or whatever. I'd be clipping that in between. Whenever I have extra Kinky Gauge, I'd be hitting that or whatever. It's technically going to end up, like, you're still canceling animations. So say, for example, like, what is it? Hikaze normally looks like this. Hikaze, and then I can go into Kaiten and it'll cancel the animation a little bit. It won't actually show all of it. It'll go through and it'll clip into that. But technically this has the Kinky Gauge cost that's normally going to be there. I can hit Hikaze and then I can go through and turn it into Mekyo Shizui, but that has a cooldown as well. Like, normally there's going to be some form of a cooldown whenever it comes to clipping. And then another thing or whatever, so say another reason why Samurai would end up doing clipping would be, say, this mechanic third eye that I didn't explain. So third eye, what's the name of it? The way that this ends up working is I basically have a 3-second window to basically get hit. If I get hit within 3 seconds of hitting this move, so say I'm going through and I'm doing my rotation, and say I know a boss damage is about to come in, I'll hit this, go through, clip that in. If I get hit within 3 seconds now, it'll trigger open eyes at that point. Now, whenever that triggers open eyes, I have 2 choices. I can use Merciful Eyes and I can heal myself, or later on, I'll end up unlocking moves that I can go through and I can hit, how can I put, I'll unlock moves that I can go through and I can clip in between my GCDs. So say I can hit this and then whatever that damage move is, and then I'll end up hitting the next move instead. I'll end up weaving moves in between that normal cooldown. Normally speaking, you're technically able to go through and use 2 moves before it becomes time for another cooldown if you're doing it right / in the right order. Because technically they all have animations, and sometimes it ends up bumping up against that window, so it actually creates a DPS loss like what I just did. But if you clip at the right time you can go through and technically weave up to 2 moves in between that normal 2.5 second cooldown. And depending on your job, you're going to have different amounts of clipping that you're going to do. Astrologian, for an example, this one actually has a built-in, system that's technically meant for clipping. So say for example, Malefic. This is my basic damage spell. This has the recast timer of the 2.5 seconds that I was talking about before, and like 2.49 because my stats are a little bit different. Yes, you basically have windows or whatever. So this normally has a 2.5 second window before I can cast something else, but the spell, the actual cast time of it is only 1.5 seconds. So if you look, it technically finishes casting and there's an extra half a second before the is actually done. I'm done and boom, now it's available again. There's a small little window there. That small little window is intentionally left there in order for me to be able to clip certain things. So I can hit Malefic, and then I can hit draw a card, and then I can go through and hit the next Malefic on time. I just went through and I just hit this move over here, draw a card. And basically what draw a card is basically a feature where it's going to randomly draw one of these cards that's here. Each of these cards different buff depending on which party member I put it on. I can go through and I can say hit, what's the name of it? I can go through and hit this in order to, what? Okay, let's just see. I can go through, I can be casting this. I see draw comes up. Boom, hit draw, go into my rotation, and I can keep going. Now, whenever it comes to actually hitting that card, in terms of actually playing it, that's another move. I can go through and I can clip that using the, technically me holding L2 and R2, I have a secret, I guess you could say a secret, so to speak, that I have, what's the name of it, that I have my cards here. Each of these spots goes to a different person inside of the groups. If I wanted to be on myself, I'll hit X. If I wanted to go to the second person, then I'll hit circle. If I wanted to go to the third person, I'll hit triangle. I'll go through and I'll pick who I want depending on who on these inputs, so therefore I can go directly to them. I just technically have that memorized. Let's say I'll hit Maleficent, boom, hit this, and then the next one I'll go through, hit a button, and then I can go through and go to the third one, or whatever. Up there inside of the top right, it says 3 is not a valid target name. That's basically the macro that I have set up in order to take each of these different cards and have it sent. So let's just say I want to go through and I want to target myself. You see that light up? Boom. It ends up being a fucking smooth clip at that point. I can hit Maleficent, boom, Lucid Dream in order to keep my mana going. I can hit Maleficent, I can do boom, I can do a burst heal, keep it going. Like technically this power is technically meant for going through and clipping different things. Or whatever, like it's default inside of the system and actually ends up being smooth. And then technically redraw, which is another move, is technically another one that's technically, I guess you could say that's going to be in between casts. So let's say, oh no, let's say they give me, what is it? They give me, what is it? Spire or whatever. Let's say they give me this one. This one is meant for ranged DPSs, but let's say I don't want Spire. I want to buff up my fucking melee DPS. So I want the arrow, the spear, or the balance. Okay, well they gave me 3 charges that build up over time or whatever. I can get 3 charges that charge every 30 seconds. So what I can do is I can go through, I can hit this. Okay, I got a melee DPS card. Okay, that's cool. Now let's say I wanted to get a fucking melee one. I could go through and, how can I put this? Because technically this isn't the right HUD. Technically it's supposed to be this layout. So normally my people inside of the party are normally going to be on the left side next to where you see the card images now. It'll be there next to their name or whatever. But say I go through and I see that on my screen. I don't have to go to this little hidden loadout in order to see it. I'll have to people's names, so I'll know which card I got immediately. So let's say I'm going through my loadout. I'm going through my rotation. Okay, I got a melee one. I want to ring instead. I'm going to go through and clip in redraw right there. Okay, I ended up getting another range one. Let me clip in that range buff, and then I can keep going. Sometimes you'll have power sets that'll be like that or whatever. It'll be situational whenever you'll want to go through and clip things. As a tank, technically, shields are going to be clippable moves. So say, as Gunbreaker, I have like all of the tanks and basically battle tanks. So say I have my basic 1-2-3 combo or whatever. I'm just gonna go through and I'm just gonna get this built up just a little bit, just to show a full Gunbreaker loadout, so to speak. So that's my weapon. I have 1, 2, 3. Oh, one of my on cooldown. I forgot it has to build up. Technically, this button right here, my L2 triangle, this is technically a move that actually ends up what's the name of it? That ends up clipping. Fuck, I gotta wait for it to build up. Oh wait, no, never mind. They went ahead and did 2 charges the first time. So, I can go do the combo just without the weapon buff in like 3 seconds once that shit comes off a cooldown. There we go. So normally I'd be hitting my weapon buff here. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is gonna end up being a clip. Go through, get a charge. Go through, spin a charge, and I'm gonna clip this second charge with a move that's right here. Get 2 more charges, and then I can go through and do 2 more at the end of that. Or whatever. Now, in the process of doing all of these, not only are technically like cooldown for this move and this move are going to be inside of the cooldown for this. This move, actually take that back. Just this move is in the cooldown for this move. This move got clipped inside of the cooldown for this, ideally speaking. And then, in addition to those clips, technically all of my shields are going to be in between my GCDs. So just right now, I'm just gonna go through and I'm just gonna rotate between the 1, 2, 3 that's on the right side. I'm just gonna go through and do this. If I need a heal while I'm going through and fighting the boss, I'm gonna go through and hit Aurora. That's up there inside of the top right. You should see it on cool. But I can go through, weave that in. If I need a shield, boom, I can hit Heart of Stone. That was up, what's the name of it? That was up here. I can go through and clip that in. If I want to slow down how fast the ads are attacking me, go through, boom, clip that in. If the group is about to go through and take magic damage, boom, go through and clip cooldown. Basically, that gives you time in order to go through and hit 1 or 2 moves that you may need to cast before going into the next damage move that you have. That's basically how it is inside of this game. Basically have DPS rotations, but instead of clipping in damage moves that end up contributing to their damage, I'm going to be clipping in my heals. I'm going to be clipping in my personal shields. I'm going to be clipping in, different damage. The same way that I talked about how, say, like Samurai and Pugilists have gap closers, tanks have the exact same thing. If I need to run away from a boss mechanic, boom, I can go through and I can hop right back in immediately. And so whenever you have the tanks who are going for who are at the highest tier and they're trying to clear the highest content that has like DPS checks and whatnot, to end up being a huge deciding factor. You're going to end up dodging mechanics and then weaving back in to still get your damage. Going through and getting that 1 extra CAS before you end up having to back away or whatever. Learning what damage you can go through and actually just stay, and you can just clip in a shield and you can actually just keep tanking and doing damage through instead of having to even back away in order to it's like little bitty different decisions that you end up making inside of content that ends up affecting how much damage you end up doing. Like it's technically all about choices, and sounds easy conceptually, and on DC, relatively speaking, it's technically easy to go through and to maximize your DPS, but because you only have 6 moves, whenever you have loadouts that are this complex and you have different choices, so to speak. So say for example, I can go through and I can choose whenever I do this 1, 2, 3 over on the right side, whenever I do that, every time I hit this top move after having completed that combo, you'll see the little blue glowing thing inside of the interface. So dead smack in the middle, you'll see those little 2 glowing green, those cartridges. Technically, those cartridges are a choice. I can go through and I can do a single target. What's the name of it? I can go through and do a single target hit, or I can do a slightly weaker hit, but then that ends up giving me access to my combos. My combos end up doing more time, but I may not be able to get these off. Same thing goes for, say, if I'm in an AoE situation. I can go through and I can hit these 2 moves in order to build up my cartridge, and then I technically have a choice. Either I can cast cartridge, or if I need to, depending on the circumstances, I may go through, and even though I'm in an AoE situation, once I have aggro, I may go through and actually decide to go through and actually do a combo on that ad instead. Like, it just depends or whatever. There's multiple ways to go about doing it. Like, going through and remembering all of the little minor decisions that you have to make or whatever in terms of the game, over the course of an instance, that's actually hard to go through and to perfect that, because you look online, some of these high-end bosses that I haven't even gotten to the fucking level of crazy in terms of like some of the max hard shit. Some of that shit, that's like a 10-minute boss fight. You're talking about 10 minutes of dodging mechanics, overlapping mechanics at that, while making these type of on-point small micro, like they actually have, I guess you could say, like percentiles, so to speak, in terms of like ranking / like leaderboards. We'll go through and it's on PC, so therefore people can go through and see, hey, he hit this move at this time, oh, he dodged it in this, or whatever, in this type of way. So people go through, and this community tries to optimize how they go through and they play. I guess that's actually kind of cool. But then just to go through and just to show two other, I guess you could say, things in terms of clipping.
You ain't got no feet.
I'm done. But what's the name of it in terms of like
no feet.
Or whatever, in terms of say like Monk, for example, in terms of Monk clipping. Monk has technically I have two buffs. I have a group buff that's right here, that's Brotherhood. This ends up buffing the physical damage of the group. That's gonna end up being clipped. I have my personal buff that's gonna end up being clipped. I have, what's the name of it, on Riddle with Earth. And basically what this, if I get hit within 30 seconds of hitting that move, it means that I basically get to signals for, what's the name of it, for 30 seconds. So all of the moves that I have, what's the name of it, I can be wherever I want to be on the boss, and I can still get full damage from those if I end up hitting that move. I'll end up hitting, say, Dragon Kick, Riddle with Earth, and then switching back and say into whatever. That's going to end up being clipped. If I want to switch between, say, this move or whatever, this is Fists of Wind. Whenever I'm inside of this stance, I end up moving faster. But I also have, what's the name of it, Fists of Fire, which ends up increasing my damage. So say if I know a mechanic is about to come up, I may be hitting the boss, I'll go through and hit this and then run away, and then boom, I'll go through and clip in Fists of Fire, and I'll come back and start up my rotation again. Though or whatever, that's one type of, say, micro decision that I'll end up being clipping in, because you have to have that split second. I have Elixir, which is a 30-second cooldown. That's just going to be extra damage that I'm able to clip in. If I'm not having to avoid mechanics, I can go through and I can clip in those lunges in between. And then Monk's specific, I guess you could say one of Monk's specific mechanics is the Forbidden Chakra. Anytime I end up getting a crit on a target, there is one of my chakras ends up opening, which is the little tiger inside of the bottom right. And basically, once my chakra ends up opening 5 times, aka once I get that proc from crits 5 times, I end up unlocking Forbidden Chakra, which is the R2, what's the name of the R2 square. So in addition to that, anytime there's a pause in between the boss fight, I can go through and hit that same move, and it'll actually end up giving me a free proc. So say if there's, or whatever, if the boss becomes invulnerable for 5 seconds to go through and to yell something, I can go through, I can preload this, come back, and then I can go through and I can clip it in whenever. And say, oh, he's talking, and he's back, boom. And I can come straight back into it, and I can go back to doing my rotation or whatever. Sometimes there's going to be some type of cooldowns, and it's going to end up being clipping wise. But then that's Monk, and then I'm also going to go through and show Red Mage, because Red Mage is technically different too. Red Mage is actually kind of fun, low-key, but technically clipping works slightly different with Red Mage. God damn it, I gotta get out of combat first. Hold up. So, let me see if I'm far away enough. Yeah, I'm far away enough now. Alright, so Red Mage has a gauge system. And so, the way, whatever, the fundamental way that Red Mage works is that I have two forms of mana. Well, like I don't even want to say mana or whatever. I'll just call them, what is it? Actually, I think they are called mana, I think, actually. Yeah, they're technically called black mana and white mana, but they are not related to my mana pool that you see at the bottom. So this first move or whatever, my R2X, you'll see that this is a channel move. This will end up increasing my fucking black and my, what's the name of it, my black and my white mana. So if you look at the little gauge that I have in the dead center of the screen, you'll see that it says 9 now, or whatever. Each of those goes up every time I end up hitting a move, but different moves increase different things. So Jolt increases my mana, my black mana and my white mana by 3. I can hit my black mana alone, but it increases it by 11. So instead of getting a 6 total mana increase, now I have 11. And to contradict that, I have Varero, which ends up white mana by 12. So I can go through and I can hit any of these 3 moves in order to go through and to increase my mana. Now, Red Mage specifically has a passive called Dual Cast, which basically means anytime I do a move that has a cast, the next move is instant. So I can go through and say, do this cast time for Jolt, and then I can end up hitting Vararo right after it, which is the little green one. What normally has, say, a 5-second cast time, if I was to it or whatever, if I go through and I end up having the fucking Swift Cast. So at that point, that becomes a fucking choice. I can go through and say, I can go through and I can wait out 5 seconds to go through and to cast Varero, or I can do a 2.5 second cast with fucking Jolt and then just insta cast Varero. Obviously, you want to go through and hit Jolt into Varero and then Jolt into Verthunder. So I go through and I'll end up doing these into whatever, and then it'll end up building up my mana faster. This will build up both. This will build up a single one, alternating between them in order to keep my black and white mana somewhat together, because there's also a mechanic that says that if I end up getting too much white mana over black mana or too much black mana over white mana, whatever the lower mana is going to build up from that point on. So technically I want to go through and I want to build up both of them, what's the name of it, somewhat evenly. In addition, this is one of the jobs that has a little bit of RNG inside of it. So if you look and you read the description, it says there's a 50% chance to become Verfire ready. And basically what that is that's an upgraded version of Verthunder. So let's say I hit Jolt into Verthunder. Normally after Verthunder is hit, I'm going to go right. But if I'm Verfire ready, I can go down to this one. And I can go to this one and have it replace Jolt. And so instead of getting, say, 3 black mana and 3 white mana from this, I can now get 9 black mana from this. Now this is technically a 9 mana increase as opposed to a 6 mana increase, and the damage from it is 270 potency, and this one only has a 180. This is 50% more DPS than what the other one is. So what ends up happening is you start off with Jolt, and then you'll go over to this, and then you'll see if it procs. If it doesn't, go back to Jolt. Go back to Verthunder. Boom, it proc that time. Go through and hit this one. And I'm going to go through and insta-cast it again. I'm going to go through and insta-cast the second one again in order to go through and to get my mana up. That one, or I can switch over to the, I can go through and switch over to, the Vararo, or whatever. I can go through, hit that bonus one, and use the Swift Cast on this one instead. I can go through and I can flip my rotation. And then what's the name of it? And then once I have both of them actually built up to 80, technically it's fucking pressing X on its own. I'm probably going to go out and actually get a new controller tomorrow, because I can't be having X press itself like this. But whenever I have both of those to 80, Red Mage switches into a different zone, because what I can do is the moves that I have, my basic 1, 2, 3, or whatever, my melee 1, 2, 3 is normally going to be Riposte, and then it's going to be, I think it's called Redoublement, if I remember right, or whatever. That's going to be the last move that I normally end up hitting. That's my basic 1, 2, 3. But whenever I have mana, I can basically unlock enhanced versions of these that end up doing significantly more damage, but it ends up spending it. So I can go through and I can use that enhanced version of it, and I can end up doing damage whenever I do that. Now, technically these moves, or whatever, that I use to build up my mana, these are technically range ideally. These are melee only. So what you can do is say after I do this 1, 2, 3, just like Samurai and Monk, I have a move, boom, that jumps me all the way back, and I can go back into building up my mana. Go through, my white mana is slightly higher than my black, so I'm going to go through and go to my black one. I'm going to go through, build up the black one again, hit up this one. Okay, no proc, I'm going to go right back to Jolt, going to go to Varero. I'm going to go to the white is a little bit lower, go back to Jolt, and then back over here. And right after this, I'm going to go through and I'm going to have enough. Now I can clip this with a move that actually launches me forward just like beforehand. Go through, do my melee rotation, boom, clip it back out, and then boom, I'm right back to going through and casting things out of range. In addition to that, I also have this move up clipping or whatever. That is a clippable damage move with a 30-second cooldown. That I can go through and I can clip in between the melee ones. I can hit this first move and then I can go through, hit that damage, and then hit this. I can go through and, what's the name of it? Lucid Dream, which ends up, it's this purple move on L2 square. To the top left of where I'm currently pressing, if you see the little white bubble for where I'm pressing, or whatever, to the top left of that is Lucid Dream that restores my mana. I have my weapon buff that's there. I can go through and clip this with the damage buff. I can go through and hop back. And then I can also go through and clip in this damage move and after a swift cast. Whenever I go through and swift cast something, after a cast move, I can hit this burst move after that as well. So whenever it comes off a cooldown, I'm gonna go through and fucking do that in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1. I'm gonna go over here. Boom, go through, clip that in, and then boom, I'm right back on point with fucking Jolt. Or whatever. Now, technically I'm only level, what's the name of it? I'm only level 56, so I only have a small amount of moves that are technically, what's the name of it, that are unlocked. And technically I didn't even know I had this move unlocked. I'm actually about to see what this does live. I don't know what the fuck this does. This looks like a clipping move. Delivers an attack with a potency of 400 to target and all enemies nearby, 45 seconds cooldown, and an instant cast. So this looks fucking clippable move. Oh, okay, yeah, that's the stairway step. Okay, that's the stairway step. That one actually looks nice. Okay, so that's interesting. I'm gonna wait for that to be off a cooldown and I'm gonna fucking clip that in. Because technically that I can technically use inside of the fucking, I can technically use that inside of the melee rotation. So I can start off with this 1 and then I can hit my weapon buff and then I can hit this 2 and then I can hit the little blue forked one. I can clip that one and then hit this and then hit the stairway and then backward in order to start my range rotation again. So I can go through and do something. I can do lines of and I can go through and I can start off with my fucking range rotation again. And that's technically just the gist of what I have right now. Technically, there's still all of these moves here that I still technically don't have. These I end up unlocking inside of the higher levels, and some of these end up making a fucking huge difference because this is going to be a buff move that's going to end up making me, I'm going to want to clip this in order to maximize its time period because it only lasts for 20 seconds and it gradually gets weaker over time. Not all of the buffs do that, but this one in particular does. It's technically part of its balancing feature. This one doubles my current black mana. Like whenever I was samurai and I was talking about building up the Sin system and how most power sets have a shortcut, this is the shortcut. Instead of having to build up 80, go into melee range, I can just build up 40, boom, clip this move in, and then I can go straight into melee at that point. Or whatever. Some of these end up having little different things or whatever that end up happening. And the same thing that I was showing for like single target, technically the same system also ends up going for what is it? It ends up having AoE damage as well, except for the colors are reversed. Instead of wanting the swift cast, so to speak, to happen, instead of using Jolt, instead of using the red move that's normally a cast, and then using the green one or the fucking blue one over here and having that come second, I actually want to start off with the green because they're the ones with the short cooldown, and the red one gets insta-casted. The red is the one that normally actually has a long-ass cooldown whenever it comes to the fucking AoE. Instead of sitting there through all of that in order to fucking get the damage, I'll just cast one of the fucking smaller ones instead, has a faster cast time, and then boom, just swift cast this one instead right afterward. And we ones go through and they build up my black and my white mana, and then they also have a dispense system. But as you can see, Monk is completely different than fucking Samurai, and both of those are completely different. Fucking Red Mage, both of those are completely different then Gunbreaker or whatever that ended up what's the name of it that had the fucking combo system. Like every single job regardless is completely fucking different. None of these shits overlap at all. But what's the name of it? So Paladin, as an example, this one actually is like is more basic. Paladin is technically simple. So Paladin has, I guess you could say, 2, 1, 2, 3 branching off. So this is still 1, this is still 2, but then I'm gonna go to the left and I'm gonna hit Goring Blade instead, or whatever. And that Goring Blade is gonna put a DOT. After that DOT is on the target, like on the little red number, I'm going to go up instead to Royal Authority, and Royal Authority ends up doing more damage than what Goring Blade does immediately. So I'm going to go through and do like, I'll just say 2 or 3 Royal Authorities depending on like what, so to speak, and then the DOT is going to be gone. And then once the DOT is gone on the next set of the 1-2, I'm going to go back over into Goring Blade and relay the DOT. Now where things get interesting is that technically as magic spells. So I can go through and I can clip in Requiesce or whatever. Sorry, Requiesced. I can go through and clip this in, and as long as my mana is high, it's gonna go through and it's gonna increase my magic potency for like the next like 1 or 2 spell casts, pretty much, or whatever. It's gonna go through and do that. So I have I forgot something. I have Holy Spirit, which is gonna end up costing me mana, and it's gonna go. That's going to end up doing damage, and that's the only one that I have right now. But then another one that you have is you have the AoE move that's over here for Holy Circle. You're going to end up having an AoE version of that. So basically what I can do is I technically have to, because my regular buff, this one lasts for 25 seconds and increases my physical damage dealt by 25%. So basically I don't want to be inside of my fight or flight window and be casting Holy Spirit. Instead of doing I want to be doing physical damage. So I'm gonna go through and I'm going to use my regular physical weapon buff, and I'm gonna go through and lay my DOTs with Goring Blade, and I'm going to be physical. Now my weapon buff lasted for, what's the name of it? It lasts for 25 seconds and it has a 60-second cooldown, which means it's gonna come off a cooldown, roughly speaking, 35 seconds. So I think I got 1 more set of Royal Authority, and then on the next Goring, I can go through and I can technically change up my rotation. So my weapon buff has now run off. I'm going to hit Goring Blade, and I'm going to clip it with Requiesce, and then after that I'm able to go into Holy Spirit afterward, and I can go through and I can get increased magic damage from these, and I can go through and use whatever amount of casts I want before I go back into my regular rotations. You said, low-key, you want to see some of the summoner actions. Crappy, are you available right now?
No, I'm in a dungeon.
You're in a dungeon? Fuck. Let me, what's the name of it? Let me link you to Crappy's, what's the name of the Crappy's video? Do you remember what the name of your video was, Crappy? It's probably inside of my history.
No, I have no clue.
Let me see. See, summoner, quit. Let's see. Did you have quit? Did you have quit inside of the title, maybe? Quit DC? Nope. Let me go to Crappy's YouTube really quick. Because technically Crappy posted his, what's the name of it? He posted his summoner rotation. Let me see. Crappy Hills base. That's Sagaro. There we go. Final Fantasy XIV Summoner. Ignore. I just put it inside of the chat. That's, what's the name of it? That's the Summoner rotation. Summoner is actually kind of complicated because Summoner has like a 2-minute long rotation basically. And while you watch that, I am going to go find my league mates. What's the name of it?
Shit.
Yeah. Freaking, I'm gonna go see if I can find my league mates. What's the name of it? My league mates' personal house. I need to figure out how the fuck to get to fucking Ward 33. Ooh. The the summoner is actually kind of cool though. Like I really do like that fucking what's the name of it? That fucking blue dragon that fall out. The fucking animation of it. Like you can't see it from your point of view, but like if you look at the side, your dragon actually fucking like he vibrates whenever he fucking. It is actually hella fucking cool. God, my fucking X button is fucking up right now. This shit is so toxic. Alright, let me see if I can go. So I want to go over here. And then we went over here. Go to Ward Thanalan. He said he was on Ward 10. Plot 33. Travel to 10th Ward? Yes. So I get to the 10th Ward. I was on 1 through 30. The question is, how the fuck do I get to 30 through 60? Whoa.
I like Summoner because it's good, and the rotation is complex.
So let me see.
You know, remembering the fucking whole 2-minute rotation, it was a little challenging.
Let me see if I go to one of the subdivisions, see if I can end up finding a way to get into the... If I can find a way to get into 30 through 33. See if there's a different... See if there's an Aether Ray that'll take me there. I need to figure out how the fuck to change what fucking subdivision I'm in. Oh yeah, it did. Let's go. I'm inside of the 30 through 50. Alright, so I just gotta get to plot 33 now. So... Okay, so I don't want... So I'm gonna go up somewhere else. Here we go. And my mount is gonna run off. Because I ended up going into a pool like a dumbass looking at my fucking map. Get my mount back up. Alright, so this is the 50s. Actually, where the fuck do I have to go? Oh, I have to go up. That's why this is the staircase. And then once I get up here, I should be able to go through this hallway. Actually, no, I don't want to go through there. That'll take me back. I want to go up these stairs. I'm going to go all the way around. And then once I get up here, yep, number 33. Not this house, this next one. Yep, this is my league mate's house. Alright, so, Plaz, let me know whenever you're back. All right, so you're back watching. Okay, so let me go ahead and what's the name of it? Let me go ahead and go inside. What you posted was fucking really. Timbermolds fucking specifically. Yeah, you probably can't hear me typing. I'm fucking pecking like fucking hell right now. It's fucking retarded. The guy, I was like, I literally posted, like, he literally said that you would want to look at 5 factors to decide if an MMO is dead, and DC reached 4 out of 5 of those. Technically, the last point technically shouldn't even be a fucking question, because the last one was that the servers were fucking shut down. I was just like, technically, if you meet that requirement, you are technically, like, officially dead. You've been taken to the fucking morgue, and you've officially been pronounced dead at that point. Technically, all of the other factors or whatever, if you have every single one of those, you're technically announced fucking point. Alright, so going back, what's the name of it? At the same time. Yeah, you're fine. Oh, whatever. I wasn't fucking moving. I was typing inside of the Discord. Now I'm gonna go through and actually start like looking at shit. So this is what one of the regular houses looks like, and it's technically actually small and big at the same sense. It's small, but then you're gonna lose your shit whenever you see how this is fucking. This room that we're in right now, this is technically only, I guess you could say, half of the height of this place, so to speak. So you have the introductory area that has like the living room and whatnot. You have the actual NPCs that you get to place. You can actually go through and place like butlers and maids throughout your place, along with like different vendors for like crafting items, things along those lines. But then, what's the name of it? He technically has a little staircase. Here, see, here's some more maids, and then you can technically come downstairs because, like I said, all of this is technically like some of this stuff is floated base items from the stairs that he made, and then now we're inside of a second floor. Now we're inside of a different, well, what's the name of it? We're inside of a different floor compared to upstairs. Now, we end up having this. And technically, he changed this from the last time we were here. This technically used to be different. Because he used to have you come through here, and then you would end up being inside of a room. I'm thinking he must have moved something around, like everything that he had beforehand. But technically, there's the bed, there's still the spa tub that he had beforehand. And then these are all floated base items like what I mentioned beforehand, and he was supposed to go through and he was supposed to move that. Let me see if this door still works. No, the door that he had there doesn't work anymore. What the fuck did he do? Did he move it somewhere else? Because I do not fucking, unless I can clip. Can I clip through this? Nah, it's not letting me fucking clip. Fuck! He fucking changed his damn base and I can't figure out where the fuck I'm supposed to be at now. Like, I was just like, this was fucking hella different and I wanted to go through and fucking record a video of it, and now I fucking can't. Now I gotta go back to the fucking stream that I hope I fucking had. That fucking showed how he fucking had it set up. Because basically, this used to be like a walkway right here. This used to go up into like a second story that used to. So like it was sectioned off. So it was like you could keep straight and keep going through here, and you would go into all of this. You would see all of this, and this would be a room inside of one story. But then you could come back, and then you could go up through a staircase, and then you would have a completely separate second floor up here as well. Like he had like this completely fucking sectioned up. It was fucking amazing the way that he had it done. But let me go through and let me go back. Because technically I think I can show some stuff or whatever, some cool stuff from, what's the name of it? Like some of the fishes and whatnot that I was talking about earlier. I should be able to go through and show those, what is it, instead of some other places.
Yo, so I just did this, dungeon. And, I got 3 player accommodations. And 2 of the people in there were like, "You're a fantastic DPS for a guy with a leaf on his head." They're like, "God damn." I was like, "Yeah, because I stand in front of the spawn targets too much." I know how to kill things.
Ooh.
I got praise in the chat and 3 commendations. Let's go.
Ooh.
They like me.
Ugh.
I watched the guide on the dungeon before I went in just so I didn't get booed on.
Alright, so where are the little, the individual rooms? There should be the individual rooms somewhere. There should be a link to them. This is one of the sliding doors to technically this over there. You can go through and actually get some of the casino games inside of your fucking base or whatever. I'll show you the casino after this, but technically that's one of the casinos.
Free company house is too bright for me.
There we go. You can go here.
Needs more doom and gloom.
Oh, let's see. Move to specified chamber quarters. Let's see. What do you remember any of the fucking cool ones? Like any of the cool ones that we went inside of?
The cool.
Individual
man.
chambers. I have to go through all of them again. Like, who the fuck does that? You said, what's this music? Oh, I do not know. There's random music inside of the fucking rooms. I just realized this one's empty. It's not decorated. Let's see. Because technically, or whatever, like what I was in beforehand was technically the league hall. The league halls actually have rooms inside of them, and it's more than 30. You can actually have up to 520 of these. But I have to go in. What's the name of it on which of these are fucking decorated? Because I can't fucking remember it. Type me to this guy. Oh fuck, this room isn't decorated either. Let's see. Let's go. I think Greenbow's Magical Library. This was actually one of the fucking cool places that I actually like. So this is this is a prime example of going through and fucking floating items. So like these little Magic Cathedral things or whatever actually end up going upstairs. But like you see their bookcase actually look like actual fucking books. But then they have the sofa, they have the actual magic light. I actually want to get this. I actually like how that looks. But then they have the through and they floated all of these items to basically make a fucking. You don't have to jump or anything. You can technically just walk, and then they have their bed up here with like a whole bunch of like the little Moogle shrine type of thing. It's actually kind of cool. And then I can also go up to this, and then I should. What is the command for it? There should.
Wait.
Yeah, I was like there should be a. Happy, laugh, cheers.
Try sleep.
I did try sleep and it didn't fucking work.
Didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work. I was just like, there's another
people
one.
Fucking sprawled out on the fucking ground all the time in places.
That's what I'm saying. I know
what it is.
Man, I know there is. It's lay down or something like that. Like I feel like there is one, but I don't know what the fuck the command is. I'm about to go through and look it up really quick if I can't fucking find it. Soothe, comfort, okay, pay respect, hugs. What surprise from? Flex, throw, hand over, think, dope. Is it doze? Nigga. It's fucking doze. I'm fucking sleep. That shit was called Doze. Because I should be able to do that, and then I should be able to do /C pulls, and then I could go through and I can actually have like different, what's the name of it, on different positions while I'm fucking sleeping. I can go through and I can fucking sleep on my fucking stomach and fucking chill. And I can just lay on my fucking back. The thing that I actually like about this fucking game is that like or whatever that you what's the name of it that you stand in by fucking default, they what's the name of it, you can actually change your. So like my character right now is just standing still, but after a few seconds he's gonna switch to a pose. He's gonna switch to that. I can go through and I can do C pose on that, aka change pose. I can have a different, what's the name of it, a different not necessarily standing pose, but I guess you could say idle pose, so to speak. And like depending on your race or whatever, and in your class, you can have, what's the name of it, you're gonna have slightly different poses whenever you go through and you end up cycling through. But and back to normal. I just prefer this one just because I actually like this. Normally in real life, I'm normally standing or something like that with my arms crossed. So let me cancel the Discord really quick. Alright. But let me go ahead and go to another place. No, I did not mean to leave the private chambers. God damn it. I meant to go back to the, what's the name of it, to the choosing menu. I gotta go back. Go to specify. Let's try Veils. Let's see if Veil has anything. Veil has. Okay, she has one of the doors that I was talking about beforehand. This is one of the fucking sliding doors that I had mentioned. And then they also have their upstairs slightly section. Technically, they have this little bit down here as well. Technically, this just loops back around. And then technically, if I had a smaller character, get in here easier, but it's just because I'm literally like max height inside of the fucking game, so it's hard for me to get up here. But they have an entire like little upstairs that they went through and they decorated. Fuck, I wish I wasn't so damn tall, so therefore you'd actually be able to fucking see something fucking in there. Let's see. Jules, anything? Sunder didn't have anything. Let's try. Oh, Porn has a lot of glamour stuff. I wonder has he done his room recently? Let's see. Okay, so now he's just shedding. It was the name of it. He's just sectioning it off. This is just how you go through and you start to make this fucking second floor. So he's working on it. He hasn't actually finished yet. Let's try Chris Ben. Let's see does he have anything inside of his room. Ooh, see. Okay, so this is a prime example of one of the fish tanks that I was talking about. How you can get the actual fishes on the inside. Like the one, what's the name? How can I put this? Like the one that was inside of the brothel had a shark. This one actually has fishes inside of it. These are actual fish that you go through and you can actually collect inside of the open world from the fishing activity. And they also have the spa that you've already seen, and then these are of the, what's the name of it? Like I'm not even for sure, are these even fucking seasonal? Like I have a feeling that these are probably just craftable base items in terms of all of these fucking vineyards, because I literally see these fucking everywhere. And then they already have the second floor of their place, what's the name of it, set up, but they don't have it actually decorated. But I'm actually happy that they have that
cool
there.
base.
Yeah. I'm so happy they got that fish tank, though. I really do need to get a fucking fish tank.
I need to get a base.
Simon has that. Let's try Nemo. See what Nemo has. Oh. This nigga said this nigga's making petty change off of a game thinking he's doing good at life. I don't even think this nigga actually even has a fucking job yet. Like an actual official job title. An entrepreneur. This nigga said entrepreneur. Just yeah, anybody else, anybody entrepreneur. I just like, at least I have a fucking degree. I actually have an official job title for what the fuck I'm doing. DC is technically supposed to be on the fucking side. That's just extra tax-free. Let's see. This place technically isn't set up. They're just starting. Let's see. Let's try Selphis. See if Selphis has anything. Alright, so this one is the section. Okay, they've sectioned it off, but they haven't done anything. Let's see. No, I don't have permission. Let's try Ivan. Shit. Okay, so this is technically the second set of door. It technically works the same as the other one, but technically it's slightly different. I actually like that one. And then they have the spa over in the corner. They have a different type of wall. That's another thing that I actually like about this game, is that they have actual fucking walls. We have a bunch of base items that we have to use as walls, but we don't actually have fucking base items. And their section of this, this is probably gonna have to get fucking pushed a little bit more if they can, because I'm technically seeing this little bit of a gap, so I think they might be able to move this maybe. I don't know if they can clip that through that or not, but technically they need to make this hallway a little bit bigger unless they have a really, really fucking small character.
They're probably a midget.
Let me go to Chimera. These are the fucking big ass staircases. This is actually a mount. Like this fucking demon head or whatever that you see, this is an actual mount of a whatever. That's an actual mount inside of the game. I think that's like 8 months of membership and then you end up getting that. Let's see. Anna doesn't have permission. Chimera. Yukon actually just has a whole bunch of trophies. About for Yukons, because technically Yukon has like a bunch of like little small base items. He has a little Christmas tree. It's snowman. What is this? Little wine up? It's like a little wine. It's Hillary! Hold up, I have to take a picture of this. It's literally fucking Hillary. Let's see. I have to take a picture of this. This fucking elephant is fucking amazing. Portraits of like all the different men. Wait, what? There's one with Raban and Nanamo together? That's actually kind of cool. Actually, like, yo, actually, I just realized that or whatever. Did you see Raban fight yet, or have you skipped his cutscenes?
What's that? I don't know. What does it look like?
Wait, what did you say?
Talking to me?
Yeah. Or whatever. Have you seen the Raban cutscenes or whatever? Like before? Like back in his day?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. So I don't want to fucking...
so.
Because I don't want to say spoilers or whatever while I'm streaming. I think that's...
I could have skipped it too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was just like, some of his stuff was, I think he may have had like 1 or 2 scenes instead of Stormblood, but I think a good portion of his fucking past was technically in the last bit. Is that a Shadowbringers? A little? Maybe? I can't remember.
I've been watching a good amount of this stuff now. And I watched like things I thought were important in the last DLC.
Let me see, what do I want to play as? Actually, I know what I want to do. Because technically this isn't... I don't think this would be a spoiler. I don't think. Well, no, I don't want to queue up for that. Actually, that's really a hard dungeon.
Those are the best
Actually,
ones.
I know what I'll do. There's a whole bunch going on. I like this one. Not this one. Hey, Crappy, has your MSQ hit 73 yet?
Yeah, I'm on 73 right now.
Wait. MSQ mission, man.
The lawless ones?
You said the lawless ones.
Yep.
Hold up, let me go through it. Because you haven't done the raid yet, have you?
No, I just did a dungeon like 2 missions ago or something.
The lawless one.
It was a cool dungeon. There was a frog boss at the end.
3.
In a suit.
So you're like 3 missions away. What's the name? You're like 3 missions away from the trial that I actually really like. I was literally just about to fucking run it on stream if I wanted to. But if you're like 4 or 5 missions away, do you want me to just just to run around with you and do stuff, or do you want to see the trial?
No,
early?
you could do it because I'm not gonna do something like that now because I gotta get off in like 20 minutes because it's already past my bedtime. I can't stay up super late again. And I still have to go fucking cruise the broker before I get off.
Alright, so I'll go through and I'll queue up this instance and see. Whatever, see if we can get it within 6 minutes. I guess meantime, let me actually go somewhere. What's a fucking cool map? I'm trying to think. What's a cool place that I could go to? Actually, no. Actually, let me show the fucking casino. Actually, I'll just like shit. Fuck the open world with the spoilers. Cause technically, some of the ads are fucking spoilers inside of the world. Let me go to the fucking casino.
Seems the shit when there's nothing to do. You just head to the casino.
Right. I do chocobo racing, but I'm queued up. Like, if I could do chocobo racing in, like, open world and it didn't count, so whatever, that would be so fucking cool. Because then I could go through and I could do chocobo racing while I'm waiting for queues. Actually, let me... Whoa, not there. I wanna go back to Huddle 1. Let me go through. Let me do some more. Let me go through and see if I can still do scratch offs. Select the slot. Let's try going straight down. So if I do 9, I can get 360. The sum is gonna be 6. I'm hoping I might have a chance here. I'm hoping. Nope. Damn. Should've just went through. Fucking guaranteed 300. Let's try it one more time. Fucking scratch up. Yeah. Really? I got another 1? Well, assuming 2 isn't right next to 3 and 1, then technically these are going to be high. Because the sum is supposed to be 6, which I don't think is technically even possible. I can't technically get... What is 4? 4 is not an option. Wait, actually... No, because if I was to go... It's not if I was to go sideways. If I was to go sideways here, it'd technically be above it, but I might get a 2 here. But they're not going to let me do that, are they? No, they're not going to let me do that way. Damn. Fucking mad, they won't let me. Fuck it, I'm just going to do this one more time and say fuck it. Ooh, 108 this time. Alright. That works. So, there's that one. And then... There's triple try attorney. I hate fucking... Actually, no, I need to do triple try just because I think that was the thing.
Dude, if you do the triples, do it 10 times, you get 2 fucking things. I think a 5,000 and an 8,000. And if you just keep doing that guy over and over, he sucks every time. And he basically does the same thing, and you could just stomp all over him and get 10 easy wins.
Shit, I gotta build a deck. I gotta go through and I gotta get these fucking...
I didn't lose once, I just went through and did fucking 10 wins easy. I was like, oh bro, you suck.
Yeah, my controller's messed up. It's repeatedly on its own. I definitely need to get a new controller. The other controller has a fucking, Actually, no, I don't wanna... Actually, I don't wanna face him just yet. Let me try this guy. Can I not? Nope, can't face him. That's it. Actually, fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and try him. Fuck it. I gotta have more. Wait, what? Okay, that works. Okay. In order to beat him, so now I own that card. Okay. So now, so I can't lay any card that'll beat that 5. I don't have a number higher than 5, but I do have a 4 that's technically higher. So I'll 4 and capture that card. The card that he has is, there's no way for me to get that. The only way to get that is to go through and to do that, but I only want to own 3. Need to positions. The left positions are. I'm gonna go through and do this one instead. So therefore he can't capture that slot, and then this I have a 5 on the side, so I can go through and capture that card, and then I win. Coolios. Starts off. Wait, he's gonna go through the tutorial thingy every single time. Okay, fuck, I need to go play somebody else after this. I'm not gonna keep doing this and waiting for him to fucking talk. So he's just a tutorial player. Give me that shit. Said the battle hall I got unlocked. The fuck? What's up? 3 open. Wait, so they're forcing me. They're forcing me in the slots. Fuck, that's interesting. This person's cards are way too fucking high. There's no way for me to win this. Wait, actually no, that one. Wait, really? My 3B is 2, but it wouldn't let me. No, this is myself. This is my own card. Fuck. I'm retarded.
Yeah, man, you just gotta play the guy in the middle. He fucking sucks. 3 wins.
I know, but I wanted to actually try to do something. There's nothing I can do. And all of his cards are literally all higher than mine. There's nothing I can do. I'm just gonna straight up lose this. There's nothing else I can do there. I need somebody that has a weaker deck. I need somebody stronger than the last guy, but isn't fucking.
Oh, just go for those 10 easy wins.
Okay, so they're starting off now. Really? Really, Minophilia? Really? There's nothing I can fucking do. All of those are fucking stupid high. All. He doesn't even have a fucking weak point. Literally, my deck is stupid weak. I'm assuming I have to go through. Yeah. I can't beat that card either. That card has too many points. There we go. I can capture that card though. Boom. Ah, that's too much. Fucking A. Their deck is too strong. Can I go? Let's try King Elmer. I really don't feel like going out and getting a whole bunch of cards just to fucking try to fucking do
That's
it.
why you just gotta play the guy in the middle where you rock in.
I would go back to the fucking punching machine if anything. There's a fucking 4 on the bottom, but I can't fucking take that. That nigga literally posted himself inside the fucking best position. He has a 6. That doesn't post that randomly. The 1 he ended up posting better. Don't have anything better than a 6 or a 7 either. What the fuck? 6s, 9s, and 5s. Like, my god. Then he got an ace, which is even higher. Like, all these guys have way too way I can go through and beat any of these guys besides the main guy. I have to go and collect cards in order to do better. I'm not gonna go through and do that. It's like in this instance isn't fucking killing. It's too late at night. Do I want to do spoilers?
I'm gonna watch the dungeon anyway before I go in.
Nah, I was thinking about doing one of the last ones. It's like the second to last trial. Nah, Amarod is straight fucking spoilers. That one I definitely can't fucking show you. Do I have feet gear? No, I don't even have fucking feet gear actually. I don't think it's Paladin. Gear on my fucking thing. I wouldn't want to kill with some shit and be like stupid squishier than what they expect me to be. Actually, what was the Royal Menagerie? I don't even fucking remember this instance. I'm gonna both of these just because I don't remember these instances. I'm gonna see if either of those trials ends up queuing up. If neither of those end up queuing, I'm just gonna go to the 4 players. I'll probably in the 73. I can technically do Dom Mag. Actually, should I do Dom Mag? Crappy, do you remember the mechanics for Dom Mag like that? Is there anything cool in there? I can't remember.
That was a really cool dungeon actually. I just did that one not too long ago.
Yeah, I'll go through and run it with
it. It wasn't overly complicated.
I'll go through and run it with you. Just because it's cool. Insufficient level. Okay, so apparently I can run it with the NPCs. Never mind. I gotta go through and I gotta kill regular people. Shit. My fucking X button fucked up again. There we go. The fucking X button is going through and fucking like pre-selecting shit. Like it's fucking up worse than normal. Like I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my fucking X button. I'm getting a fucking new controller as soon as it ends up, as soon as game. Let's see. Alright. Let me go to somewhere else. Let's see. Where else can I go inside of the casino? Technically go to Chocobo Square, but can't do Chocobo racing. I just do the cup machine. Oh, I can do the basketball actually. Go to the basketball machine, see if I can actually get this shit to work. Fuck. Nope. Really, nigga. Oh. Yes. There we go. This fucking
the basketball one is tough.
Yeah, I was like, this is a fucking cancerous ass minigame. I think 3 was the most that I ever made. I just got 1.
Fucking 1 was the most I ever did yesterday.
There we go, I got 2. Missed it. Can I get 3? Can I get 3? Nope, too early. Damn! Got 2. Alright, down there, cute. Go through and activate my tank stance. There we go. Alright, so I got a white mage healer. I'm just gonna go through and just draw aggro and then keep moving. I wanna go through and group this shit. I don't know why there's a BTS standing right next to me. I'm about to die. Yep, died. White healing. It was their white mage couldn't take it. Damn, I should have did that healing cast a second earlier. I think they got it. Yeah, they got it. They're good. I can just sit here and just wait. No AoE? Damn, no AoE. I thought they had it. But rest in peace. I'm assuming that means I'm assuming that means he made a mistake and broke a cast. In that case, if he says it could have gotten better.
Oh yeah, there's a big ass level 80 fucking creature out here. This thing looks scary. Like if I touched it, it would fuck me up.
Yeah, that's probably one of the bounties. All right, let's try that again. Wait, what? We killed all of the... Really? We killed all of the first set of ads, but not the second? Really? I thought they would allow that. I thought they had all fucking respawn. I tried to fucking heal myself at the last minute. I was hoping that the white mage had a fucking heal coming in that was gonna save me. But I guess not. Give it the spell, and then I'm just gonna go through and just hit this repeatedly. Why does my red mage have like, oh, because we just started. That's why my red mage. Oh, not my red mage. I was wondering why my white mage had no mana. I was just gonna try walking in order to give them enough time to get some mana. Oh, wow, he forgot the healing over time. That's why. Okay, that would explain a lot. Fucking healer forgot the healing over time. That's confused. That's the
I think I'm gonna do a white mage as soon as I finish on my MSQ.
Look at this guy. I was about to say, I was just like, it shouldn't have been that fucking hard, because I was gonna say, red mages normally have like the best fucking heroes. Just to get myself really quick.
Now you need in there some summoner AoE.
Something like. I'm gonna heal myself really quick before I take one extra damage take that I wasn't supposed to. Let's just fuck it. We're gonna go ahead and just hit the invulnerability. Fuck it. It's like it's getting too close to call. Cause I ended up healing myself with the fucking healer, then catch me on the last one. I was not gonna fucking second time this early. Like, I'm good. Ow. Ow. Ow.
Oh yeah, watch out for that shit.
Yeah.
That's a bitch to get away from.
What the fuck?
I got hit by almost every single one of them. I didn't know where the fuck to go.
Yeah, there's like a really, really
when they start
fucking
bubbling,
small...
that's when they're gonna blow up.
I was just like, there's a really, really fucking small, like, I guess you could say, like, positional. Back up here. Alright, clip in that. Clip in my shield. And I just got bumped on the head for half of my fucking... Okay. Fuck that shit. Just clean away from that. Hit the wrong button. What? Oh, stupid far away. I was about to say, the fuck? Let me heal. I gotta heal. Get this healer. No, I got interrupted. Trying to get my fucking white mage up. Shit. Clip in another shield. Get out of the way. And we got a stack icon. Yeah, I was about to say, I knew I was gonna get fucking bumped. I was not gonna get bumped by half of my fucking health. Come on. There we go. Gonna do another one of those fucking pull shits. Yep. Damn it, I got hit by the last one. I get a cast. There we go. fucking knockups are fucking mad cancer.
I thought that was a good dungeon. I enjoyed it. Except for those water fucking things.
Except for those water
That's just
things.
crazy, you know? You look away for 1 second and there's one fucking blowing up on me. You're like, really?
Come on, white mage. I'm gonna need you. 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 What the fuck is with these damn AoEs?
Oh yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
that shit
no,
went fucking
yeah.
crazy. Yeah, look at these fucking bricks going crazy. Flipping another shield. Got AoE on the floor. More AoEs. More fucking AoEs.
This game's nuts with the women and shit.
Alright, shit fucking cinema. Come on, give me a heal, give me a heal, give me a heal, give me a heal. Fuck, I'm gonna heal myself. So I fuck around and die. There we go. Hill came in like half a second later. I was just like, nigga, if I got fucking something just in that. Fuck my X button, bro. Can't even fucking select gears. Like, this shit is worse now. Been fucking. I was just like, I'm assuming this had to have happened because I've been pushing the fuck out of X on this game between fucking retargeting and fucking button mashing to like pre-hit moves. Broke my fucking controller. Actually, no, I don't. Fuck, I shouldn't have did that. I'm gonna go through and just use this once. I was technically supposed to do my magic rotation after my fucking bolt ran off, not before. Place to go, but I'm gonna assume these other guys before another area opens. Shit, not enough. Click on the shield. Click on the single target. Man, where the fuck are we supposed to go? Okay, this opened up. Let's see. Next boss. I do not remember this boss at all.
The frog with a suit, is that the one? Oh no, different.
This is
Oh, there's gonna be
some dog.
these little fucking seedlings or fucking something, and they're gonna be on the outside of the map, and they're gonna try to chain to the boss. You want to stand in front of one to break the chain. Everybody should stand in front of one to break the chain. Because it makes the boss bigger and stronger. There's not going to be enough people to stand in front of all of them, but I mean, as long as each 4 people get one.
Fuck is she going? Oh yeah, here they are.
Yeah, you just want to step in front of one.
Yes. Oh, fucking chance. We're about to get fucking swamped.
And then you're gonna get stuck in a plant and you have to DPS yourself out of it.
Ow. You just... Oh yeah, this is DPSing myself out. I gotta heal myself. I can't DPS myself out of this. I was about to say shit. Man, my DOT is so up. I'm dead. DOT is not up.
Now, luckily everybody stood close when we were in the fight, and I was able to AoE all the stuff down very easily.
Let's do one more. Okay, I was about to say, yeah. Plant though. There we go. Don't hit that for the next two tabs real quick. If I go ahead and just burst them down with magic. There we go. Hitting X and it's not even working. Alright, I already possess one of those items. Okay. I can't roll on that. There we go. I just do it, let me die on 3 heads, I swear to God, though. Yeah, see, this is like one of the unicorn type creatures that I know you can get as a mount. It looks just like this, but it has like the lightning head that I talked about earlier. Ooh, no. Please don't, please don't. Please don't. Thank you. Actually, I know I got my shit. go ahead and just magic spell this down. He fucking died. Got hit by the everything. Alright, get out of there. What just happened to my fucking health? Just magic this down. Last tap. Gonna roll on this loop. And if my X button will work. There we go. Cutscene. We got this annoying little prick. Ow. And we're bleeding. I did not mean to fucking have that happen. Block 80 times. There we go. We made it through. We got a blinding red and he's gone. There was an AoE there, I didn't die. Fuck. Oh. Keep on forgetting that's a continuous thing. I can't fucking heal myself. What? My game keeps on fucking pushing X. I can't even fucking hit fucking Clemency to heal myself. Thank God I hate having button broken. It's literally fucking up my entire rotation. You have a dot on that. Yes, he does. God damn it. Dot didn't go. The combo didn't go off because of fucking Royal Authority. DPS check pass. Look away. This time it only turns into a total. The shield. Nope. Not enough.
Yo, this dude is playing Stairway to Heaven on a harp. And Linza.
I'm doing what?
He's playing Stairway to Heaven from Led Zeppelin on a harp.
Wait, is that an NPC or actual player?
No, it's a dude. It's an actual player.
The fuck? Hold on a second. I gotta
How do you do this?
go. Hold on. Let me
There's
get
a
this
whole
blue.
bunch of people standing around. This one chick is waving a glow stick and shit. What the fuck? Oh no, he stopped. Why?
Say clip. Say clip. Say
Yo,
clip.
start that back up. Okay, here he goes. Pulled it out. He's not doing anything now yet.
Hold up, let me. What's the name of it? Let me come over. I didn't know you could actually play instruments.
I'm in a different world.
Or whatever. I gotta teleport to Lemsa first, and then after that I'll switch over. Do you know which world you're in?
Let me see. This man has a harp. I am in Kakatar.
Kakatar?
I can't believe he was just playing fucking Led Zeppelin.
So every day you find something new.
On a harp. And there's a chick waving a glow stick. Why don't I have the C mode?
I was gonna say, if it's a glow stick, I can't think of why it would be in game out of the marketplace.
I guess they more look like things like if you were directing a plane on a runway.
Let's see, Cactuar. I'm switching right now.
This song sounds familiar, but I just can't place it.
Oh, I'm on my way over. I'm trying to invite you to group figure out. You're inside of Limsa, right? Or are you somewhere else in open
Yeah,
world?
I'm literally right as soon as you come out the teleporter and head to the broker.
You're going through. You're a broker. Found a what's the name of it? You found a rock concert with a harp.
Right, I'm looking for a book. I found a fucking midget with a harp. Floating in the air, too. Is he Jesus?
playing music. Hold on, let me cut the, see if I can cut the, what's the name of the background music down? There we go.
Like a Leonard Skinner or something.
Yeah, don't wait.
I need a fucking harp.
Let's use a bard. That's technically his weapon. We have the archer, then we have the bard instrument, I think. I mean the harp instrument, I think.
I gotta Google this right now.
How to play a harp on Final Fantasy XIV.
How the fuck you get a harp with Led Zeppelin?
Maybe you're a big Led Zeppelin fan, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I like Led Zeppelin. Here's how to...
It sounds like a ballad maybe to a song or something like that. Shit, the glow stick emote, I'm slick.
So it's unlocked via a quest from Gridania. Let's see, let me click on this. Oh, so you have to be a bard.
Yeah, because they're the ones that have the heart. So does it allow you to play custom? So does it let you play custom music, or is it like how does it? What is?
I don't know what this dude was just playing Led Zeppelin. I saved clip.
Wait, so what's the name of it or whatever? What did you find or whatever? You said it was a mission. What does the mission do?
I don't know. It's just on Lodestone forums. There, let's see. I paid to play my bard. I went to the mod station, straight to 60. So it's unlocked via a quest. In Gridania near the amphitheater. Yes, there's the amphitheater over. It's called Pluck the Heartstrings or something like that. You need to be level 30 and have done the hard quest, I think. You don't have to do anything. Just talk to the NPC and you're done, bro. I'm gonna level up a bard at 30.
Alright, yeah, so I gotta go through. We gotta go to some level 50. So I gotta go through and I gotta, what's the name of it? We'll take you to some level 50 ads. I'll Scholar Shield you up and then we'll go through and kill them. Or some level 70 ads actually. We can technically go to level 70 in order to increase the XP. Try to get you to level 15 ASAP and then go through and do some dungeons. Oh, it's just like you were just browsing around and you were just like, wait, what is this out here?
I know the song, but I just can't. Leonard Skinner change or something like that? I just can't put it to.
She has the Y'Shtala outfit. Oh yeah, whatever. Now that you've seen your style or whatever, what's the name of it? They have her outfit inside the marketplace. They just added it. Hashtag distractions.
I can't. Yeah, seriously. I could never get nothing done on this game. Fucking midgets playing Led Zeppelin.
So every time I get one thing done, there's two more things to do.
Right.
But that guy has a giant chicken head. You see that?
Mm-hmm. How's that guy floating there like that? Oh, he's probably standing on this little ledge.
Yeah, it's probably just, what's the name of it, on the edge thingy. Which is like, he should have made like little bitty wings or whatever, so therefore it would look like he was floating.
It is fucking Leonard Skinner. Yeah, this guy. Like Rock 107 over here, one of the radio stations, this guy. I saw someone in our fucking place playing it, but they were, I don't know what they were playing, just random shit I didn't recognize.
I was like, what they need to do is they need to have like the amphitheater, have somebody playing, and then the entire audience just in sync. Would that be epic as fuck?
Gotta examine this guy. You just fucking switch to the bard while you're fucking in the broker and play the harp.
Oh wait, they actually have the... Nigga. It's actual notes. You can actually play whatever you want.
Really? So this man has a macro and he's just fucking playing that shit.
I'm assuming so. There might be a place where you could go through and do it. Like, let me send you the link. Like, they're showing it inside of the power set. They actually have a list of the different notes that you can go through and actually hit. So basically, you could go. I was like, so theoretically, you could depending on how long it takes you on, depending on what it is. Either that, or you would have to remember it.
He played all of Stairway to Heaven, and he's playing all of this song too. Let's see what he's got.
But theoretically, yeah, you would be able to go through and add whatever into set of macro if you knew the notes. So if you're like a music theory person and you knew the notes, you could actually go through and play. He's from Genova. Oh my god. Really?
Oh my god. This is the best. This right here is just way better than DC. Just this man playing the harp.
When was this implemented? So it was update 4.15. Let me see. Okay, so this is back in 2017. So this was technically, what's the name of this? This was right at 2 years ago. They added this feature.
You know, I'd be running around dungeons doing this in between sets of ads.
Click a macro to go through and play music in between ads. He said sorry about that, was doing a lag test.
What's this fucking glowy ball in front of us here?
You said Led Zeppelin and what else he was playing?
I'm pretty sure it was Leonard Skinner.
How do you spell that? Leonard, is that?
Leonard Skinner. I don't know.
Skinner.
Yeah, my guy dances horribly. This is what Final Fantasy is all going through, going out, saving the world, destroying titans, and then coming back. Just play the harp. After a long day's work. The harp. This sounds familiar too. Yeah, check the broker.
You can still hear it from the broker?
Yeah.
That's legit, man. So just like, I can imagine if somebody like went through that was like me and had like a console and a PlayStation, go through and just have the fucking PC or whatever, just cut on the PC account to go through and just play as bar. Because technically you could reach level 30 with free to play, so technically you could go through, make a free account on PC, and then have it playing music while you're at the broker if you wanted to. Now, if you could go through and you could program the macro to an NPC and go through and play it, now that would be fucking amazing. Like, to go into your house and to have an NPC playing the harp for whatever song you want it, or whatever beat you want it.
Oh, I know what this is, shit. But I don't know the name.
Do you know the artist?
looks like Coldplay maybe. It's like a fucking concert.
Pretty much.
Why'd I waste all my time playing DC? But I could have been over here listening to the fucking midgets playing harps.
See now, like I'm
And
only
he didn't
imagining.
even have to open a time capsule to get that bitch either.
I can only imagine, like, if you had multiple people, like, I'm wondering if there, like, complicated, like, orchestra type music that you might be able to do if you were able to do, like, if you had multiple people playing different notes with the harp at the same time, could you get even more complicated music?
I'm
Right
so
now, I'm
curious
wondering.
about this. Now, what else does this game have that I don't know about?
Yeah, I'm about to go to YouTube or whatever, and Final Fantasy 14 Bard concert, and I'm just gonna see what comes up.
Damn, I want to go check the rest of the brokers, but, like, I can't leave. I like how if you highlight the guy, you actually look at him, too.
That's actually what's the name of it? They actually call it Final Fantasy so and so, and they actually have like groups that go through and do this. Hold up. Let me cut this up. Oh shit, apparently you can get different instruments too. Trumpets and horns and stuff too.
Really?
Yeah, hold up. Pause this and send you a link. Apparently this was like a month ago. Well, 2 months ago technically almost. But like you see like a flute and like a little horn or whatever. Apparently they have like a little
Someone's playing
Lalafell
Phil
bell.
Collins? That's old school. This guy's nuts. You know, you can feel it coming in the air tonight. You know that song? That's old. I need a fucking harp. Okay, I gotta stop listening to him. Maybe continue on my business. can still hear it over here. This man's playing a harp. That fucking beat standing in the watchtower doing nothing. Right there. You can stand here and at least listen to a harp. Oh, 346, nope. I'm looking for like a 200k book. Oh my god, someone else has a harp. Where are they at? This guy's chilling with a harp over here. He's not playing anything I recognize though. That guy over there just comes to somebody else's server to spice it up.
Pretty holiday
What a
joy.
nice guy.
Go through and tip a couple thousand gil.
Oh, can I have an instrument on Summoner? Or can you only have instruments on the Bard? Yeah, I guess because they play songs, so does make sense. Oh, this guy has an instrument. What's he playing? A flute.
You found someone else somewhere else?
Yeah, there was a guy playing a harp in the last world, and this guy's playing a flute. None of these guys have talent like that other guy, though. That's for sure.
I feel like I recognize this song.
Yeah, he's playing like all like pretty popular-ish songs. Oh shit, I connected a fucking...
Wait, come back here. Like, I'm pissed off that I can't remember this fucking song.
Where? Kakatar?
Yeah, Cactuar, I'm still here. Damn it! Oh. There we go.
Oh, what is that?
I recognize that melody. Like, I'm mad because I've heard that beat before somewhere. It's not something I've had on my iPod, but I've heard that somewhere on YouTube before. I need to see if anybody has the macros for Evanescence.
Oh, that would be some good stuff on the harp for sure.
Because that's the type of vibe that I get. I want to say that's either. I want to say that might be Five Finger Death Punch or Avenged Sevenfold. I think.
Sounds familiar. I don't know what it is though.
I was gonna say I recognized that beat as soon as I heard that. I was like, whatever. It's either gonna be a Disturbed, or whatever. It's either gonna be Disturbed or Avenged Sevenfold. I'm thinking. Sorry. Avenged Sevenfold, Five Finger Death Punch. One of those three.
Yeah, you know I want to level up a fucking leather worker. See, there's just too much to do. That's a decent price on a book. This Richmond tape though.
See if I can go on YouTube and try to find this song really quick. Wait, no. Is it? It can't be. Nope. Metallica, Fade to Black. That's why I remember. I knew it was some type of like rock.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I was like, I remember I was going through like those three bands or whatever on my what's the name of it? On my iPod. Whenever I remember hearing this fucking song, it was inside of so it recommend this on to Metallica instead. I was like, a part of me just said, you know what? I think it might be those bands, and I just went through, typed in Metallica, and I had previously watched a video called Fade to Black. I was like, this might be it.
There's so many classes I want to fuck with. There's not enough time in the day for this game. That guy's still fucking playing music?
Mm-hmm. he stopped playing. He's chilling now. Oh, 11,000 gil. I'm broke as fuck.
Oh yeah, you only got 11 grand?
Yeah, let me go to the summoning bell. Let me see what's up. Nope, I gotta be on my home road. Never mind. Let me go back home.
Yeah, I got 227. Hopefully when I get on tomorrow. Or later today, something in my broker sells, and I could buy a weapon. I got 11 things in the broker, so something will have to sell.
I got 57. I got 57,000 inside of one of my things. I'll take anything sold inside of this one. Yeah, I only got 238 inside of this one. Yeah, definitely gotta go through and I gotta get a new controller tomorrow. Most def. At least I'm not broke anymore. I got 69,000. I got something. Actually, I'm not even gonna try to go through the fucking hassle of putting items inside of the broker with a fucking broken controller. I gotta go to GameStop and try to get a controller tomorrow.
Yeah, you can't have your controller buttons fucked up. I hate that shit.
Button is permanently fucking pushed down. It's just staying there. Nigga, though, I'd be mashing X though. All that. This game kill a controller faster than normal just because of the amount of button presses that you have to do. Like unless you're like stupidly disciplined and like perfectly timed like before each button press, otherwise we're gonna just be button mashing like hell. Probably gonna go through a shitload of clicks on a fucking mouse too. Same thing with Star.
Thank God I never use my trigger buttons. Cause I feel like they get a lot of action too, you know, cause I'm constantly fucking pushing them down. They're like brand new.
Let's see, I'm only double tapping, so it's like mine are technically, shields is tank mostly. I don't really use them that often for the others. At least yet. So like I'm assuming somebody has to just have like a long ass. I was like, you're definitely gonna have your keyboard because since we're not on PC, I'm assuming we can't just copy and paste it. Even if we wrote some of these songs, we'd have to go through and like manually type in the notes.
That would be hell on the controller.
Thank God for the keyboard.
Fucking out of here. Gotta get to bed.
I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep too. Well, I'm gonna get something to eat and then go to sleep.
I'm gonna try to get out early tomorrow. I always say that, but and I always get fucking held up.
Just or whatever, and if I'm not on or whatever, assuming I'm awake whenever you send the fucking message or whatever, I'll hop on and what's the name of it? I'll hop on and we can try to get some ads and get you powered up to.
I gotta get to 80. That's what I'm worried about. I gotta finish my MSQ, and then I could play. I'm not allowed to do anything until I finish my MSQ. Because then I could do whatever I want.
Because I haven't gotten what's the name of it? Because I haven't went past the 80 MSQ. Me and you will be at the same point then. I haven't done the
you
little bit
didn't
of
do
story.
The filler stuff yet?
Nah, I haven't went on to afterward yet.
Alright, I'm on the dungeon step on 73, so that's like super close to 74, I'm guessing. Let me see here. MSQ. Let's see, so 73.
Yeah, you're close. You got less than
Oh
10
yeah, and
missions
then the
left.
dungeon, and then fucking 74. Like, fucking 2 quests.
And then at 74, that's whenever you unlock Raktika. Raktika is a good arc.
Is that the place where they sell the vendor gear?
Wait, what do you mean vendor gear?
They sell the fucking gear up there. In that one place where you can't attune to the Aetheryte?
Nah, you don't. What's the name of the place that you can't attune to the gear? That's what's the name of? You unlock that at like 78. You end up going back there.
Oh, so that's fucking...
But yeah, I think that is where the gear is at, if I
Aurora.
remember correctly. Because I think I went and looked up there. There's like 5, 6 vendors. Like they
Yeah,
look like
there's a lot. There was fucking tables fucking just lined up, and there were people
Yeah,
fucking
those
standing
tables.
in front of them all. So I just assume there's
Yeah,
a
that's
lot
the
of vendors
vendors.
right there. The level 80 missions. I guess there's not that many level 80 missions. I gotta make sure I do this shit now so I don't get fucking backed up.
That's the reason why
Next
I'm not
time.
like really pushed or whatever. Is because it's many missions after you finish Shadowbringers, and I mean, I have months in order to just do the next little batch of like what 8 to 10 missions, some shit like that.
I'm just gonna do it all, and so then I could just fucking go do all my other stuff. You know, I want to do the White Mage. I'm really interested in White Mage healing. Now I need a fucking harp too. Shit. Damn it. I gotta watch some videos on that before I go to bed.
Type in Final
Alright
Fantasy
then.
14
I'll catch
for
you
a
tomorrow.
concert. Alright, I'll catch you with you
Later.
later. Alright, peace.